What's up, everybody? We're back for another fun, exciting, creepy, strange, weird episode of Talking Paranormal. How's it going, Matt?
What's up, everybody?
It is the episode before Halloween, dude.
You know what? I was thinking about that. Like, I didn't know if we were gonna really stick to a subject or if we were just gonna spook it out.
Oh, we're gonna spook it out, but we're gonna be talking about zombies today.
That's
I
right.
I've been thinking a lot about it, and I was like, man, obviously we're not in a zombie apocalypse right now. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah.
I beg to differ, my dude.
Are you looking at videos of those people that are all jacked up on drugs?
No, I'm saying that we're all zombies playing with these things.
Oh yeah, no, very true, very true. I all the videos I found of zombies were just people just gacked out on drugs, which they do look like zombies for one. But there may be something to the possibility of a real life zombie apocalypse, and we're going to talk about that later. I've been doing some research, and my wife actually filled me in on something that I didn't even know about, which I thought was super interesting about zombies, and that this could be a legitimate thing. And
Okay.
it's very, very legit. So we're going to talk about how that could be a possibility with humans. So shout out to everybody that's joining us live or later on. This episode will be posted as a podcast probably tonight, so it'll be available before Halloween. But we've got some videos lined up. There's a few, but I've got another. So we've been doing a lot of compilation videos from Nuke, right? His
I
top
love
5.
Nuke. I love Nuke.
He's good. I found another guy that I like, and we're gonna do a little comparison. We're going to watch maybe one or two, maybe more. I don't know. It depends on how they go. Compilations from this other guy, and then we'll see what we think about his videos versus Nuke, because Nuke has a couple good ones, and then there's been some where it's just like, oh man, he's really trying on that one.
Did you have you ever heard of this tribe or culture? I know it's a rainforest culture. I just can't remember where it is. They literally dig up the dead and bring them to visit the house once a year.
That might be Indonesia.
I think that is Indonesia.
Yeah.
I think. I can't remember. But yeah, I heard that and I thought that was just absolutely insane. Like they bring their little mummified corpses on out
Yeah.
and they just hang out at the house.
I know my wife's made fun of me about that a couple times. Because my dad's half and half. He's half Dutch, half Indonesian.
Oh.
And we have my dad. So we do have a couple weird traditions. Yeah, we don't participate in them as a family, but my cousin did do something weird when my aunt died. Like they left her because she was in hospice, and they left her body in the house for like 3 days. I was like, and they're taking pictures of it. I was like, of my aunt dead. I was like, I mean,
how about death pictures from back in the day?
That's weird, dude. Oh man, people were reaching out to me like, hey man, your cousin's posting pictures of him and his dead mom, and I'm like, all right, let the guy grieve. You know what I mean? Everybody grieves differently, but I don't know if I want my dead body just hanging out in a house with people doing selfies with it and stuff. That's just me. But
bro, don't you worry. I'll load you up in the Roadrunner and take you out one last time.
I was thinking about it. You know how you were talking about how you wanted to scare me and stuff. You can try, but through that door is our new playroom, and my daughter has toys everywhere, and you can't walk through there without stepping on something that will make you scream. So good luck.
Hey, I'm just gonna put this out there. I too have a 3-year-old. So
so your feet are impervious now.
I'm trained. I'm trained, sir.
Do you know how many Legos these feet have seen?
Do you realize that to dodge the toys, I would come barrel rolling through that door? I would even scream parkour as I busted through.
Oh, that's funny. What's up, guys? Dutch guys.
Argentina.
He reached out to me. Yeah, that's where all the Nazis are. That's where they all fled to. Yeah, toys are definitely a minefield when it comes to kids. But I have started to, now that I expect it, it's like I don't know. I just kind of hulk through it now. Just it's like stepping
Dude,
on glass.
dude, I have a pair of shoes on the entire time I walk through my house anymore. I ain't risking it.
Yeah. But we are talking about zombies, so we'll check that out. Let me get these videos queued up here, Matt. There's a few from you and then a couple from me that I thought were really interesting, and the last one will lead us into the compilation videos that we're going to check out tonight.
Okay.
In celebration of Halloween. What a weird tradition that we have in the United States.
It really is like
we like celebrate like gore and like horror stuff.
but nothing's as terrifying as like 1980 Halloween costumes.
Yeah. Have you heard about this movie that's supposedly making people pass out and vomit?
What movie?
It's called the Terrifier or Terrifier 2, and I guess it's so gory that people are passing out and puking in movie theaters.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, like we grew up in the age of Kill Bill and everything else. Like if anybody's passing out, it's got to be these Gen Alphas or whatever they're called now. I mean, I'm telling you, we grew up with Kill Bill.
Yeah, I've seen some gory shit.
We grew up with Hellraiser. I mean, just come on.
It's the I don't think a lot of people have been. I used to watch a lot of B horror movies because for what they lacked in production, they just amped up the gore and just the most ridiculous kill scenes and stuff. And it's like, my God.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, like a lot of these huge special effects guys got their start doing B movies. Like
for sure.
The Evil Dead. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, those guys, Sam Raimi and them just went ham on those movies.
For sure. Yeah. I personally, I love horror movies, and lately I used to watch a lot of the TV, like Ghost Hunters and other like Most Haunted and things like that. I loved watching those shows, and then for a couple of years there, I stopped watching them once I started realizing that there was a lot of evidence that was being bullshitted. But I recently got back into them, so I'm like going back through and watching these documentaries and stuff, and I've become a big fan of Steve Shippey. This guy's got some good documentaries. Have you seen some of his stuff? He does a lot of it in like he does a lot of stuff in Saginaw, Michigan, because he's from Michigan. And he's also he has a show on Discovery Plus or the Travel Channel called Haunting in the Heartland.
Okay, I haven't dived into that too hard. I am a diehard Ghost Adventures fan.
Yeah, you like Zach Bagans, huh?
Dude, I will never shy away from being able to watch Aaron Goodwin in the dark room just go, dude. Like I will never run from that because that crap cracks me up.
That's funny.
Ghost Hunters, I have a hard time with due to the fact they fully admitted that they were fabricating evidence for sci-fi.
Yeah, that's tough.
So
that's how you ruin a show's credibility.
Yeah, sure is. Dutch guys, don't come at me right now. Fall has arrived in Arkansas, and it's a little cool tonight in the garage.
I saw a question about whether or not we're on YouTube, and it's been a problem because we don't have 100 subscribers on YouTube, so we're not discoverable. So what I'm going to do in the chat right now, and also if you're listening to this as a podcast, and maybe you're not on Spotify right now, because you can watch the video on Spotify. But if for whatever reason you're not on Spotify right now, but you're listening to this as a podcast, I'm going to, or actually the YouTube link is in the show notes. So if you look in the show notes, you'll be able to see the YouTube link. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the YouTube link to our channel in the chat. So for anybody watching this now or in the future, because we don't have a custom URL yet, so I can't just go to youtube.com/Talking Paranormal. That doesn't exist yet because we need 100 subscribers and we're at 44. So until we make that happen, in the chat is the link to our YouTube channel. So if you don't subscribe, please subscribe, so we can try to get to 100 and get discovered on YouTube, because it's hard to get discovered if nobody knows where to find your stuff. So, the Lemurians, I'm trying to think. That sounds familiar. I don't know.
I swear to God, if they're trolling
Lemurians.
us again.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, but I didn't see Dutch Guy's comment until just now. Oh, that's funny.
It just start.
Oh, Mount Shasta. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff that happens at Mount Shasta between UFOs, underground creatures. I've heard a story about a kid that went missing, and I think we talked about it on the show during the missing persons episode, where the kid went missing into Mount Shasta. And when they found him, he said that he saw his grandma, but his grandma wasn't his grandma, and it was like a robot or some weird shit. But there's some weird stuff that happens at Mount Shasta. Yeah, who knows? But we'll have to do an episode on that right now. So this is our zombie episode. We still have a list, and after this one, we've got the Grim Reaper, portals, the Philadelphia experiment, time travel, black holes, and alternate dimensions. And then after that, we'll take suggestions all the time. We just running with whatever you guys threw at us. The zombies was an interesting one, and after doing some research and getting the tip from my wife, I learned some stuff that's kind of scary, especially when we'll get into it later. It's pretty legit.
Save it for the end, right. Little man.
Let's kick in these videos. All right.
Let's do it.
This one was pretty interesting. Not much there, but who was it? Marco Polo?
Yeah.
Claimed to have seen the Chinese royalty being toted around by dragons or dinosaurs, which I think Matt and I both agree. We think that dinosaurs did exist during or shared the earth with humans at some point in history. And when I see videos like that, I can't not give it weight. We've seen hieroglyphs and those ancient cave paintings showing dinosaurs next to humans. And if they're not out there, if they're not archaeologists or paleontologists or whatever digging these things up, then how the hell would they know that dinosaurs even existed, unless they were seeing dinosaurs? Or maybe they did dig them up. You never know. But I think if you found bones, it would be hard to, if you didn't know shit about science or anything like that, I think it would be hard to, find some bones and then just draw on a cave wall a dinosaur, assuming what it looked like from just the bones.
I mean, considering how wrong we still get it when we put one together for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. Dutch Guys says the dude disappeared before leading an 80 scientist archaeologist expedition on Mount Shasta. That's interesting. His name, let me see if this is right. Mount Shasta. Interesting. Oh, the Lemurians. Okay. Dutch, you can't spell for shit, dude. Okay. You're confusing me there, because I was like, Lemurians. I've definitely heard of Lemurians. We'll do an episode on that. I'm going to write that down. We're going to do an episode on Mount Shasta and the Lemurians. We'll have to look into that. That's a good one. When it comes to topics, one thing that I'm going to start looking into more is Native American accounts, because they, on the surface, if you're a rational human being and you listen to some of these tales from Native Americans, they can sound, on part Native. They can sound crazy. There's the Hopi. We're talking about the alien people or the ant people. I mean, and when you think about ant people, what would an ant person look like? I don't know, a giant head with big almond black eyes, like an alien, So Um, I definitely want to look into Native American legends a little bit more, Thunderbirds, things like that, and that will be fun, or those will be fun topics. But let's get into these videos. We just watched that one. I
I
can't
mean,
put it
you
past
know,
the possibility of reality.
you know me. I already believe ancient Egypt had domesticated dinosaurs.
Yeah, yeah,
So it stands to reason that a country as old as China
yeah,
would have done it as well.
absolutely. I don't doubt that for one second. Um, God, could you imagine just living at a time where they've domesticated these things,
Bro,
or at least put them to work?
I want my own dragon. Like, I mean, like it'd be great for getting through the rough parts of town.
I wonder if it got to the
Um,
point. I wonder if it got to the point where they're like, man, these dinosaurs, they need a lot of food. They're a little bit dangerous. These horse things over here, they're cheaper to feed. They're less ornery. They're easier to control, and we can also ride them. Like,
I mean, I would ride a T-Rex. I'm just saying.
you definitely would.
I'd be that guy out there just rolling up to work. Like, I think you're in my spot.
that's, oh, that's hilarious. All right, let's check this next one out. Animals claimed to have been extinct that we are having sightings of. The Australian thylacine. I've never heard of one of those.
Tasmanian tiger.
Is that what that was?
That's what they claiming it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen one.
I haven't, but that's what Google's for.
I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
it's close.
that is damn close. It's allegedly extinct. It's a carnivorous marsupial native to Australia.
Yep.
God, I don't put it past. Okay, so here's a Google question: could thylacines still exist? According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the IUCN, the World Authority on Rare and Threatened Species, the thylacine, a dog-sized predatory marsupial, also known as the Tasmanian tiger, was extinct in 1982. That's not too long ago, guys. I think it's still around.
I mean,
Especially people.
there's been animals they say have been extinct, and all of a sudden one pops up
Yeah.
after like 50, 60, I think even 80 years. So, I mean, to assume that a critter that's not very big could go unnoticed in Australia, which is massive. I think it's not too unreasonable to think about that.
Yeah, and in low light, that thing could very well be a thylacine. Could be a mangy dog too. You never know.
Yeah,
We are going to do more on the ocean, Scott. I see your comment there.
I mean, it very well could be a mangy dog, but I mean, man,
or cracked out dog.
Or cracked out dog. It's cracked out. But man, I'm looking at a picture of one, and
it looks exactly like it, right?
Right, but okay, I understand Tasmania is different. But I mean, is it not possible? I mean, we have a python problem from Indonesia
Yeah.
in our country. So I mean, is it not possible for these things to survive in Australia? I'm just curious.
I think it is absolutely possible. Lance says that he heard that a ship carrying one to a zoo over there crashed and a couple escaped near New York. Okay.
I mean,
that's hey, anything's possible, man. I don't know. Yeah, people they're always taking shit other places. You know what I mean?
I mean, we have, yeah, like I said, we have Florida is just a prime example. Texas is a prime example. There's actually herds of exotic antelope species from Africa that they turned loose. The state of Texas actually turned them loose, and they now roam wild to produce game animals for people to hunt. So I mean, it's not unheard of.
John Titor is an interesting topic. The time traveler.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into Art Bell, Matt?
No. Should I? Do I
He
need
was
to?
the original Coast to Coast guy, and Coast to Coast AM, one of my favorite radio. When I used to drive trucks, and I had to do it really, really early in the morning, like 2, 3 a.m. I'd get up at like 1 or 2 and get to work at 3 and start my route at 3. I would just listen to Coast, and Art Bell was long gone by then, but I went back to the archives because I was a subscriber at the time, and Art Bell was the type of radio host where no matter how crazy you seemed, he would give you a platform to talk. And I believe John Titor or Titor, I forget exactly how. I don't think that's how you spell his name, Dutch guy, but he claimed to be a time traveler. So I don't know. That might be a good one to look into as well. We do have a time travel episode, so that's coming up soon. So might bring it up on that episode. But
Okay, it's Titor. He was very, very close.
okay. It was a breeding pair going into the New York Zoo, and I heard they were seeing them in the Northeast woods. Hey, if the ship crashed and those things made it to land, yeah, they're still alive. They probably bred, and it only takes 2 to tango. You know what I mean?
Look, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the United States seems to be a great place for stuff to survive.
The reset. We kind of talked. The mud flood was kind of a reset.
We covered the Great Reset in the Mud Flood episode.
Yeah.
Always more to talk about there, I'm sure. But
yeah, a lot of these topics, and we've said this before, we'll be revisiting a lot of this stuff as time goes on, just to kind of, opinions change over time. But going back to extinct animals, yes, I think it's entirely possible that animals once thought to be extinct are still roaming the earth.
Oh yeah.
Tasmanian tiger, cool. You know what I mean? But remember that one video? I think it was last week where they were talking about an area in Alaska that's like you can't get to, and there's like undiscovered or like extinct animals up there just flourishing.
Like the short-faced cave bear.
Yeah, woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth, which honestly, bro, they have a replica mount at the Wonders of Wildlife in their museum part in Springfield. It's owned by Bass Pro Shop. But they have a mounted replica of a short-faced cave bear.
Really?
I may be at its belly button.
Wow.
It's massive.
Yeah, that's I mean, if you've ever looked at Alaska or even just like the northern Canada, Alaska, even in Siberia, some of those places are just so remote that it would not surprise me if they would find some crazy shit out there,
Yeah, Alaska, they don't really have it to scale on maps. The place is just huge. Like, just ridiculously big.
I did not. I have not checked out the Betts sphere yet. I also, my sheet of notes, because I have quite a few of them now after doing this show. I've got a lot of shit I need to start looking up. But I'll look into that, Dutch guys. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, no, you're fine. Real quick, I'm gonna show you, give you an idea of just how big. Because everybody's like, "Oh, Texas is huge," Everybody's like, "Oh, Texas is great."
Yeah.
This stands to reason that some of these places that are remote and huge could be hiding things. This is Alaska compared to the rest of the continental United States, and compared to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, insane.
So, I mean, it stands to reason that if there was a valley somewhere in all this with remote animals that survived from the past ice age and everything, it stands to reason it would go fairly unnoticed for a long time. like even still going on today. Because I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah, and if you when you look at Washington State, on the left side of the state, you see the peninsula. Basically, the whole center section of the peninsula is the Olympic mountain range, and then not quite the center of the state, but a little bit to the center left is the Cascades. And the amount of Bigfoot sightings just in Washington State alone, uh, in that small of an area compared to Alaska, man, there's some shit up in Alaska. I wouldn't be surprised, and I've heard rumors of a pyramid up there.
Oh
That
yeah.
I've heard some stories about the a pyramid, and that the government has control of it, and there's some shit going on. They also have what's the weather control shit? I always forget what it's called. Damn it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what
I
I'm
just
talking about.
yeah.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Cloud seeding.
Yeah, they have it's a name. What the hell is that research thing? Weather control. Come on. Why can't I think about the
HARP
damn
project.
HARP, that's it. Yeah, the HARP shit. They got that. I believe it's in Alaska. If not in Alaska, Canada. But the HARP project, or Project HARP, is widely considered by conspiracy theorists to be a station that can control the weather, create earthquakes, and cause all sorts of havoc.
Oh
But
dang.
we might have to, let's do an episode on that too. HARP. That's a good one. Yeah, cloud seeding's real. People talk shit about the conspiracy theorists that talk about chemtrails, but it has absolutely been proven. They have admitted to it. So I don't put it past the government. Peckerwood's in the house. What's up, Aaron? All the way from Australia. We were just talking about the Tasmanian tiger.
About 30 minutes. About 30 minutes, Aaron.
Uh,
I was honestly worried. I thought something happened to him.
We're just getting into the nitty gritty, Aaron. So don't worry, you haven't missed much. Let's get into this next video. This one looked interesting, Matt. I stopped it like a couple seconds in because I was like, oh, this is interesting. I want to watch it on the show. So let's check it out.
This is why you have to be careful who you let into your Halloween parties. So this is a photo of who police believed was a guest at a Halloween party in Rochester, New York in the 1940s. The party was being thrown by Jack and Amelia Layton, and they actually noticed that this guest was outside of the party watching the guests through a window. The report claims that Amelia believed the guest was her friend Jan, who tended to go above and beyond for Halloween, creating very scary costumes. So she let this person in believing it was her friend Jan. But then 20 minutes later, Jan shows up, and that guest could not be found anywhere. So Amelia starts running around the party asking everyone if they knew who that guest was, and no one had recognized that person. So she goes into her daughter's room, who was playing while the party was happening. And the police report states that the only thing there left of Amelia's daughter was a bloody shoe. 4 other reports of this guest being at parties that night were called into police, and all of them resulted in missing children's cases. The identity of this person has never been found, and none of the kids have been found either.
That's some dark shit.
Yeah.
That is darker than dark. Wow.
Hey man, Halloween episode. I was like, we're going in.
Fucking A, dude. Oh my God, that's creepy as shit. Wow. You thought
5
it was your
kids.
friend.
5 kids.
The lady thought it was her friend. The person was like 7 feet tall.
Right?
Like, you thought that, hey, did you see that the thing didn't have boobs? Like, come on. Oh man. God, how bad would you feel? You go in your daughter's nest and you realize, oh shit, that wasn't my friend. Wow. God.
And then your kid disappears because of it.
And it happens multiple times in that neighborhood or that town. Shit. Wow. Man. Creepy shit. The amount of unsolved shit like that's creepy. That's why I know that murder porn is like a big thing where women watch these shows about serial killers and stuff. I watch them too. And what creeps me out more is the amount of killers that have never been caught, or the fact that there's always active serial killers. You know what I mean?
So, like shows like Law and Order and police procedurals, as they're called,
Mm-hmm.
make it seem like it's really easy to get caught.
Yeah.
When in fact, they have a really hard time catching you.
I mean, if you're good, they catch the dumb ones. And they say that somebody always slips, but I mean, until DNA, like they just caught that one guy through by chance. They found a relative of him because they had, I think, semen samples or something like that, and they ended up nabbing him years later because they did some
What was she
detective
doing with
work.
the samples?
They keep them on a shelf, and it's funny because they stored a lot of these DNA samples knowing that the technology would eventually get to the point where these people would start getting caught.
Yeah.
I've one case that still baffles me is Jack the Ripper. That case, the more I've looked into it, the more I really do think that the Freemasons had something to do with it. I think that Jack the Ripper could very well have been a Freemason, and that the Freemasons were covering it up.
Oh yeah? How about this theory? Jack the Ripper was a midwife.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, yeah,
That's my
yeah.
favorite one because you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
They wouldn't suspect her because nobody thought women were strong enough to actually commit a murder. She was always covered in blood because she just got done helping somebody give birth.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because a lot of the victims were new mothers.
Yep. She knows human anatomy. They were cutting out, the genitalia, things like that. So that's definitely a good theory. The Freemason, good theory, and it was actually covered in the movie with Johnny Depp, um, From Hell, which is a pretty good movie. I mean, it's not accurate, but they definitely go into the Freemason lore. But then there was the theory that H.H. Holmes was Jack the Ripper, which I thought was interesting. What is going on in these comments?
Man, our usuals, our regulars,
Nice.
are having a conversation about serial killers. Lance, I think they got the LA guy. I think they got him. Scott, you're probably not wrong about that. Talk about the worst crime. Why was this not brought to attention? I mean, it happened in like the 40s, so.
Yeah, when I was, we'll have to. That's more car related stuff, but yeah, Dutch is mad at me. I went and toured an automotive wrecking yard that has old classic Mopars, so Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, DeSoto,
The good stuff.
the good stuff. And I walked past a bunch of the cars that Dutch likes. I do have other content that's going to be coming out because I did 2 walkthroughs of that place. But yeah, that's definitely the worst crime to happen. But unsolved murders and stuff, I do think that certain police organizations prefer stuff to go cold so they don't look like morons. You know what I mean? It's their job to do that kind of shit. And sometimes you get these super sophisticated serial killers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the I think it's in Canada, the highway where so many people have gone missing, and it's like there's like a serial killer out there. The shoes with feet in them that have been
oh man,
showing up, like, so crazy. We might have to look into the more true crime stuff.
It's easy for a highway to be deadly in Canada. There's only like 2 major highways in Canada.
Yeah, the Trans-Canadian Highway and yeah. So definitely crazy. So many missing people, and not just what we've talked about in the past about missing people in the forest, but just people missing. You know what I mean? The amount of children alone that go missing, and you hear people trying to, there's people aren't kidnapping children in large sums and stuff, and you break it down and you go, okay, you can take the 800,000 kids that go missing, okay, and you can start fractioning it out. Like, okay, these ones were kidnapped by their parents and they were found. These certain kids were found. Even if a handful of kids go missing, it's kind of alarming, you know what I mean? Never to be found again. But we're talking thousands of kids, children, missing every year in the United States. This is interesting, Matt. MJ12. Are you familiar?
Well, I'm not. And
Okay.
so I threw a quick Google and I saw the comment first come up. And the only thing that came up was the Majestic 12 and Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Okay, so MJ12 was an organization that was created right after Roswell, I believe, and it was allegedly 12 people of power that were Majestic or Magic 12.
Okay.
They were the people in charge of basically covering up the alien truth. Of course, a lot of them are dead now, I believe. I saw the list at one point, and I think a lot of them are dead. So I imagine there's a new MJ12. If not, it's like MJ24 or some shit like that. But Majestic 12, definitely a good topic to cover at some point. There's been some. There's been documents that were leaked that say Majestic 12, but they're alleged documents, and a lot of people allege that they're not real, that they've been faked. But Lance talking about the feet and shoes again. He says, I heard the feet and shoes was because shoes don't deteriorate in water as easily now. So when the crabs eat the bodies, the feet come off still in the shoe and float. It could very well be, yeah. But hey, there's still people going missing and dying and being found. I don't know. I was listening to it. I got hooked to this podcast that was talking about serial killers. And there was this one guy, and what he did was he basically took, if I remember right now, I could be wrong, he took Home Depot buckets and he traveled a lot. So he would bury Home Depot buckets with murder kits in them and go around to different states, kill people. And he had no he was hard to profile because it was randoms. And it was so off the grid, as far as, how he would do it and who he would kill, that he was very hard to catch. I forget how he got caught, but he eventually did get caught.
Man, I'll tell you right now, speaking of the serial killer thing, a show my wife and I absolutely enjoyed was Mindhunter.
I love that show. That was a good one.
My God.
I hope it comes back.
I don't think it will. Such a crime that we only got 2 seasons.
The character who played Ed Kemper did such a good job.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
that is phenomenal. My favorite dude from the show. I tell everybody, I was like, that casting director deserves a fucking Emmy.
Yeah.
For their casting of everybody.
Yeah. He nailed it with Ed Kemper, though, man.
Oh, my God. Just perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Somebody's like, I wonder why they don't make more documentaries about Ed Kemper. I was like, oh, maybe the fact he had sex with his mom's head. I don't know what to tell you there. I was like, there's not much you could cover that would be okay for TV.
I mean, all you really need to do is watch. There was a period of time, like I said, I got obsessed with listening to this podcast, and every serial killer they talked about, I looked up, and there's a lot of serial killers that they did. And it's kind of the basis of Mindhunter, is they were interviewing these guys, trying to get in their heads so that they would be able to better profile people. And Ed Kemper was he disclosed everything, and he's very articulate, very scary. And he murdered his grandfather or I think both of his grandparents when he was a child, when he was like a teenager or something. They locked him up, and he was basically a good kid while he was in, and he started administering the tests, the mental tests to other patients. And so he was able to memorize it and basically figure out how he could fool them into thinking that he was all right in the head. And that's how he got out. And then he went on to kill a bunch of girls and stuff. And like you said, he murdered his mom, cut off her head, and defiled her head. Very dark shit.
Dude's messed up. But I mean, shit, man, that casting director.
He nailed that.
I don't do this too often, but I mean, that casting director just chef's kiss. Did a perfect job. Because we were Googling these guys, as my wife and I were, as they brought them on the show. And I'll be damned if every single one of them didn't just match up.
They did very good, yeah. All right, let's get in this next video. I didn't watch this one all the way through, just so I could surprise myself. So if it's bullshit, I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. But I was looking up poltergeist stuff.
Okay.
Ya estoy cansada de ser juro, chicas. ¿Quién sos? Ahí a la concha de la lora. No me dejan en paz. ¡Ay, ya no!
First of all,
Could easily be faked.
could easily. But first of all, that motherfucker better be paying some rent slamming a door at my house like that.
I know, and farting everywhere. Did you see? She's like, it smells bad in here.
It smells so bad. Farting and throwing shit and slamming doors.
That's one thing though. Like, if you're wondering if you have a demonic entity,
Sulfur smell.
you see some shit going on and you smell sulfur. Very interesting. One of the shows I was watching, right? They take video, and this guy specializes in taking the footage and any anomalies that he finds, he puts into this program, and he like alters the levels and shit. And they caught a figure, put it into his program, altered the lighting so you could see the figure better. It was an alleged demonic haunting, and this thing looked fucking demonic as fuck. Like, not like fake, like cartoony type demonic, but there was something about the shape of the mouth and the head where I was like, I mean, if you were able to see these things, that's what I feel like it would look like. It looked so sinister and just so creepy, and it just felt evil.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it in the screen and I was like, wow, I don't usually get goosebumps from looking at this shit, but that one really fucked me up. I was like, oh my God, that is creepy shit. But yeah, definitely. One thing that I had heard a investigator on a podcast, and he was talking about, and I know you're a fan of these guys, Matt, but Zach Baggins and the Ghost Adventures guys, and he was saying how he doesn't go into this investigator was saying he doesn't go into places and like provoke. He goes, because if you provoke shit, hey, if you're only investigating for a night and you take off and that thing's pissed off, the family that you leave behind is going to have to deal with all that provocation or that provocation. And, you could be stirring up some shit.
Yeah, and Zach and them actually addressed that in some of their episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually have a network of connections.
Okay.
And usually after they investigate a place and try to figure out what's there, they actually have a network of people from priests and their assistants and stuff like that to spiritual healers and stuff like that come in and help the family after they leave.
Okay.
They've shifted their investigations more towards finding out what is there and then getting the help that the family needs to deal with it.
I see.
That's one thing they have done. They even have some of the shows where they bring them in during the investigation to help a person if they feel like they're starting to be possessed. Like there's one guy in one of their episodes. And again, it could be all fake, but they seem to be the one show that actually tries to like debunk themselves as they go and everything. You know what I mean? Like they try to find out what it could have been. But they had one guy that he quit breathing. No, it's Ghost Adventures. I mean, he quit breathing during an exorcism on their show. Wow. And then like once they quit talking about it, he started breathing again. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it could all be fake. But for somebody that believes and has seen it, I mean,
interesting.
It's one of those. It's the only one I enjoy because they seem to.
I'm going to start passing along some shows for you to check out, and you tell me if you think it's bullshit, because there's been some good ones I've been finding lately. Haunting in the Heartland, anything with Steve Shippey. Now, Steve Shippey, a lot of people know him as Prozac the rapper. He's someone I would love to get on the show sometime to talk to, because he's come across such compelling evidence to me that I'm like, he should be a lot more well-known. You know what I mean? And I don't know if the only reason why he's not more well-known is because the paranormal TV is so oversaturated with so many different shows and so much bullshit that once somebody sees bullshit, it's hard for them to take anything else seriously. You know what I mean? So once I found out that Ghost Hunters was faking shit, I was like, oh, well, that's fucking done for now. Now, when they came back, I was like, I can't watch any of your shit because I know you're bullshitting in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of folks are surprised, and I'm like, yeah, I could care less about Ghost Hunters. it surprises a lot of folks. I'm like, oh, they faked their shit. I have no desire to watch them or help them.
Yeah. Haunting in the Heartland and anything from the A Haunting.
Oh, those guys. I've seen
Yeah.
a Haunting. Is that the same guy?
Yeah, Steve Shippey.
Okay. They get
some good shit. He's there's a road in of course I forget the name of it now, but there's a road in Michigan that has so much history, and all along this road, like all the houses are fucking haunted. And one of the cases, these people were being tormented by pounding on the walls of their house, so much so that Steve Shippey has obtained all the police documentation, because the police were called for like a year and a half straight. They were called every day. It was so bad that they actually did stakeouts where like the chief or whatever was inside the house, and he had people lined up all around the house, and he goes, it's banging right now, and they could hear it through the radio. And so he goes, move in now, move in now. They all move in. They can't hear the banging from outside the house, but through the radio they can hear the banging. And the chief inside, or the captain inside, could hear the banging, but they couldn't from the outside, and there was nobody on the outside of the house. So it's super haunted as fuck, dude.
I've seen that one. Aaron, I have seen some Mindseed TV stuff. And I think we've shown some of the stuff here on the show once or twice. Wild stuff from Mindseed. Those guys get some good stuff.
Mindseed, huh? Yeah, Dutch. There's some shit in Michigan, man. God, I was actually surprised at how much haunted shit was in Michigan. Very interesting. Lance says, I used to have a figure watch over me when I was young doing stupid shit in cars. Hard to explain, but I could feel it and what it looked like, but could not see it. Interesting. It was huge, like 40 feet tall. A human body with wings and an animal face, but I think it was a guardian angel. It was there every night when I got home. That is creepy as fuck, dude. An animal face. Interesting. Adawitch. Interesting. That's local to you, Dutch guys. Interesting. All right, let's get into this last video. This last video I thought was pretty good. Whether it's real or not, who knows, but definitely interesting. It's a TikTok, and this will lead us into the compilation videos that we're going to watch tonight.
209, Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? Checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct? John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John. Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
Yeah, that one kind of fucked me up, because you see the apparition. He goes in, and then the apparition comes out, and then the light in the hallway starts flickering. I was like, "Ooh, that's creepy."
I don't know, man.
Camera just happens to be on that hotel room, though.
Like, I don't know, man.
What's on your mind, dude?
I have a hard time with the apparitions that look like that. I don't know why. I just do. I feel like it's like, I mean, give me a week to learn some hardcore video editing and a YouTube tutorial. I bet you I could put out the same thing.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
I bet you I could make it look like something just walks behind me.
I've often wanted like somebody who was super good with CGI that was amazing at it.
Ah, shit. We were supposed to fake a video at Mo Party.
Yeah, we never did.
Oh, my God.
We did fail at that, but I really want to see somebody who really knows their shit to make a realistic looking like, all right, you need to make a video to actually fool people, not some bullshit that looks so overly done, but something that could legitimately fool people. Yeah. And I think you could do it quite easily if you get a regular video. Like if that was filmed with 4K, right? And then you put it into a program, filter it so it looks like it's, or put in your apparition and then filter it so it looks like a CCTV, a CCTV footage. I think you could do some shit to fool people. So that's why it's really hard with these videos. But that was from Mr. List. Now I looked at a bunch of Mr. List stuff and I was like, oh, this is just like Nuke's top 5. So I wanted to check out some more of his stuff, and I thought, what better way to do it than to do it when we are on our show. So let's pull up YouTube here.
For every paranormal show that is on anything owned by Discovery, there is a compilation video channel on YouTube.
All right, so here we are. Let's see here. So he's got playlists. He's got frightened videos, ghost videos, terrifying videos, conspiracy theories and mysterious events, cryptids, UFO sightings in space, paranormal. I don't know, Matt, where do you want to start?
Let's do, you know what? It's Halloween episode. Let's do terrifying. Terrifying.
God, I hope this is a list. Top 5 more terrifying videos caught on camera.
Let's do You
Top
Shouldn't
5.
Dare to Watch Alone.
Okay. Let's watch this. 7.5 minutes long. Let's check it out. Fuck. Fucking ads.
I already like his intro better.
Vous avez vu un truc encore bouger?
Bon. Ah, Russia.
Il y a un truc là-bas?
Is that eye shine?
That's a big ass head if that's eye shine.
Putain! Ouais, il est un peu gros, chat, j'aime pas ça. On va faire une barre avec lui. Oh, non, bah, il y a un. Non, c'est des trucs de vol. Bon, éclairer.
Oh!
Oh shit.
Did you not see it when I said ooh?
Yeah, no. I didn't see it. I saw it there.
Bon, éclairer, putain!
All right, guy. Hold the fucking thing steady. God. I can't see shit in this one.
Wait for it.
Oh, an orb. This may be the worst quality video I've ever seen. Oh, what's that?
That was an apparition in the very back. Okay.
I see.
Okay.
Get a new security camera. This footage sucks. I mean, interesting, but shit, you can't. It's really hard to see on that one.
No. Yeah, haunted by horrible editing.
Good God, get new cameras. Jesus.
Anomaly.
Okay, we got some lockers shutting. Shaking.
Oh.
Wheelchair moving by itself.
Wheelchair on a string. Okay.
All right, that's the end of that one.
In the morning, at the Secret Enterprise complex when I was pulling in, saw something really weird. I don't know what it was. It had lights or something on it. Could have been a maintenance person doing some work or something, but dude, I swear I don't know what this is.
Dude, this footage sucks.
Let's go down here and take a look.
He had to turn on night vision mode, man.
Yeah. There you go.
I swear I did.
No way is a camera this shitty. No way. My home movies from the 80s look better than this.
Down here. It went across that way. I'm just gonna put the camera down right here on this pole. Hello? Hey, who is that?
It's a jogger, you dick. Now they're gonna get you.
You know what? Fuck this shit, dude.
Good God. Horrible filmography, maybe? That was awful.
Dude, I don't know, but I got it on film. Let's put it on the computer.
That was awful.
Oh man, I don't know the oh, there we go, the flashlight wasn't on. Alright, Jeffrey, you're gonna have to tell me where you saw it. Okay. Did you see it around there? No. No? No. Alright, let's just wing it. Come on.
Let's just wing it. In a situation that you definitely shouldn't wing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my flashlight. Jesus Christ, I was like freaked out. Jeffrey, I was taping like the edge of my flashlight and I thought I was like taping another world or some shit like that.
At least he owns to his failure as a director.
My God.
Alright. Where did you see it?
These kids are 12.
Okay, you say...
Like, they're 12 out in the woods. Like, you know what the real crime is? The CPS hasn't been called yet.
It's just their backyard. It's fine.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, okay, just run. Just run. What the hell was that? Javed, if you want to go back to France, just run. Okay, just get in. Get in. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. That was the worst shit I've ever seen.
All right, hold on.
Did they just both get shot?
They got shot at the end. It was a drive-by.
Oh my God. That was...
Okay, hold on.
Hey, come take a look at this.
No. That was so
I have a more believable video.
My God, that hurts. That hurts my feelings.
Okay, I have more. Let me share my screen for a second. I have more believable video than that.
Show me something more believable, because that was god awful.
I apologize. Hey, headphone users, you might want to turn it down here. I'm turning mine down real quick. Okay, still more believable than anything we just saw.
Hitting it goes with the chair.
And also, this is still more believable than anything we just saw. Okay.
Oh man.
Let it play. Yep. Still better than what we just saw.
Yeah, man. This is
Mr. List is...
Those were not the most terrifying things I've ever seen. That was awful. I'm gonna give him one more chance. Show me something good.
Show me something good.
Let's try this. All right, Mr. List. What the fuck? All right, show me something scary. Wow.
All right. Oh.
Footsteps? Orbs?
Dusty house.
Same fucking orbs.
See what I mean?
Okay, door off screen that you can hear opening. Orb. No action yet. Oh, picture falling.
Okay. Something's messing with the focus. Orbs.
Jeez, how many fucking orbs are there?
I'm telling you, that's a dusty house.
I think you're right.
Okay, now that was different.
Oh, shit. Okay. Orb falls right onto an object, and then that object falls over.
Clumsy ghost.
Okay, different camera. Nothing happening. Hear a little bit of noise.
A book's going to fly off the shelf. I mean...
That's it? You're shitting me, Mr. List. This just reeks fake to me.
That was a lot of stuff on strings.
You know how bad it would piss me off if I had a ghost doing this shit so much that it got to the point where I was like, I'm just going to put a camera in the bathroom. Whatever that was just flew up directly from the bathtub. Still not buying it.
All right. Come on, don't stop. Do something else. It's the there's a camera on the porch. Okay, thank you. Now
that might not be the best idea to us. $500,000 tractor and watch this shit at the same time. So. Nothing's happening.
Okay.
Yay!
There it is. Scissors. Where did these come from?
That's it. Mr. List, you're killing me, dude. Okay, we've got this is Irish poltergeist. Light is swinging by itself.
Okay.
Man, I am thoroughly disappointed.
I don't want to say I'm underwhelmed, but
My God, there's got to be something good in one of these.
oh, there's a broom that moved.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, there's no sound.
Yeah. What if we were just talking shit about all these videos and they were all actually authentic? They're real. Oh, man.
Bro, I mean, they very well could be, but I mean, okay, I'm gonna say the bathroom one was not.
That one looked fake as shit. I don't know. There's something about it.
Why was there sound all of a sudden?
Destructive poltergeist tearing up a living room. That thing levitated. Okay, couch flips over. Okay. Was someone holding that camera, or is it getting messed up by the poltergeist?
It's like, leave me to my work.
What? This guy's on his couch playing guitar while shit is flying around him. This is hilarious. How stoned do you have to be?
Fake as all get out.
My God.
Yes or no? The evil flick the light again.
That guy with the guitar stoned. So stoned. Lights going on and off at a construction site here. Guy has prepared. He's got a camera. And he's got one set up on probably a tripod. Okay, the bar just moved by itself on the ground. Holy shit. Okay. That would be kind of hard to fake with him.
So I will say this one might actually be
Are
real.
you evil?
Especially as he was moving in frame when that thing flew up. That was interesting. Okay, good. It's still that video. All right. I want to see more shit.
If you're evil, flick the light again.
Yep, I'm super evil.
Okay.
What else do you desire, master?
Was that an EVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Dude. One hour and 12 minutes later, at this stage, I had gone back upstairs and left on one camera filming on a tripod about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Huh. TV on an entertainment center rocking back and forth. I don't see any strings.
I mean,
Could be somebody behind it.
They'd be pretty cramped to not be seen yet. So
That's true. That's very true. Random.
you exposed the bird I was hearing in the last video.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Charlie? Oh, TV's going. Oh, shit. There we go. Where is TV going?
Show me behind. Show me behind it. Okay. Okay.
No one back there.
All right.
Nothing there. There's nothing there at all. I'll just show underneath the TV. You can see that there's nothing underneath the base. Oh, activity stop. No,
Interesting.
still going.
It hates Blue House.
All right. His camera's starting to piss me off royally. Okay. In these types of videos, there's always like one person still at work. They're just doing their thing.
There's that one dedicated guy that's not in on the fake. It's like, we gotta make it believable. Don't tell Ken.
And then he comes back like confused. That's how it always happens. Watch him come back in. Yeah, exactly. See? He's like, what the fuck?
Well,
There's somebody
He's
else
not
there.
alone.
He's like, did you see that shit? Let me just put it back where it was. This is so cliche. The other guy comes in. Hands in pockets. Okay.
Watch this guy give the camera a thumbs up.
Oh, God. All right. Well, Mr. List, I'm not impressed. I am not impressed.
Real quick, let's find that one video of that guy in the church. what did we call that one?
I forget. Let me see if we can.
Let me see if I can find it.
Church. Let's see here. Oh, I found it already.
I got it.
Do you got it? Hold on a second.
Yeah. Bro.
What's the channel? Exploring with Danny? Was that the channel you got?
See here.
I think I have.
Yeah, Exploring with Danny.
Okay.
But the ad that came on before this video pulled up, I'm just gonna cover it right now. What the fuck was that for the Halloween movie?
Hold on. Share your screen, Matt.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm not gonna subject you guys to the whole 8 minutes of this video. But Chris and I watched this, and it's pretty.
Dude, it freaked me out for a minute.
Dude, it freaked me. It freaked me the hell out. Okay, give some backstory. This guy's been wandering through this haunted church, hearing noises and stuff like that, and then we get to this part towards the very end of the video. So I'm just gonna let it roll from here. He's walking amongst where the congregation would sit.
Hold on a second, Matt. Is anybody pause it? Are you guys seeing Matt's screen glitchy, or is that my connection? Somebody in the chat, let me know.
Am I glitching?
Yeah, it was glitching, but I don't know if it's my connection or yours. Nobody in the chat's paying attention. They're all asleep now.
They're all sauced because they're sitting there drinking.
All right, play it. Fuck it.
How do I look right now? Good?
You look okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Glitching hard.
Okay.
Let's go to yours.
All right, let me pull up mine.
Wow, Dutch guys, just really.
Wow, just going hard on you today, too.
It says O'Reilly Auto Parts. I don't know. Where did it show me on the doll where the Cabela's hurt you to begin with?
Okay, let me get to the part where he's in the church.
Should be.
There we go.
Stop pitching. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I love the big red circle.
like we don't know what the fuck we're looking at. Now looking back, I'm like, it does seem cheesy as fuck. But the first time I saw it, I was like, fuck, he might have caught something there. But that's just too real. I don't know.
Oh my god! What the fuck is that? Get me the fuck out of here!
Okay, so we saw that and thought this guy caught something gold. But then we watched another video just to see if he might be full of shit. And like they were like RKOing a nun.
Yeah. There was a legit nun that looked like the fucking nun from the Nun movie. It was so stupid. I felt so screwed. Um, man, I cannot believe we just dealt with. Uh, I gotta see. I gotta see a shitty nuke one. Shitty nuke ones are 10 times better than the shitty Mr. List ones. That was so disappointing. Um, okay, so we watched all of those ones. 31 minutes. Let's watch a couple minutes of this one and see if it's worth watching.
All
If
right.
it gets too fucked up, we'll stop it. But we're an hour and 21 in. We still got to talk about zombies too.
That's a good point.
Run. Anonymous TikTok user BV11 says that for the last 2 years he's been dealing with unnerving paranormal activity in his home in Texas. He says that it's gotten so bad that he can't sleep without the lights on. So, one night one of his friends is sleeping over when BV11 begins to hear strange sounds coming from his bedroom closet. Get up. Get up. Get up. You're recording me for. You're asleep. Touch that door. Oh, off. That made you worry. I'm getting out of this room. I can't sleep in here. This. BB11 wakes up his friend and opens the closet door, only to find nothing inside. Now his friend is actually skeptical and really just seems to be very annoyed by the whole ordeal. But either way, TikTok user BV11 makes it his mission to record evidence of his terrifying experiences. Late one night, when he's all alone, he hears sounds coming from the hallway just outside his bedroom. He quickly grabs his phone and begins to record. What happens next is downright chilling. Okay, guys, I think this might be the last time. A strange, bizarrely shaped dark figure charges toward him, and he quickly slams his door shut. But what do you think this could be? Is BV11's home haunted, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
Elaborate hoax.
Not even elaborate,
Merton
just a hoax.
Priory. Paranormal investigators Jeff, Phil, and Mark from the YouTube channel Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations are invited to spend the night at the 900-year-old ruins of the haunted Merton Priory chapter house in London, England. From the years 1114 to 1538, the chapter house was a meeting room and part of a gigantic cathedral that no longer exists today. Museum trustee John Hawkes believes that a presence haunts the ancient ruins.
I've always felt that there was a presence here. There was an extraordinary atmosphere. We may be under a road on slabs of concrete, but I think that the kind of spirit we have here is a very benign one. In this room, in the chapter house, you're familiar with going into large churches and finding graves.
I believe this guy. I think it's the accent.
Room, there were 31 graves under the floor.
Ooh.
31 skeletons were dug up.
As the trustee mentions, the ruins were excavated in the late 1980s, and 31 bodies were found buried under the floor. The bodies are believed to be the remains of monks from the cathedral, and it is thought that many passed away from the plague.
Why were
That
their
night,
skulls
the Ghost Tech
crushed
team
in?
sets up their static cameras and begin their investigation. Jeff sits on the floor
Oh,
asking
pause for a
questions
second.
of the alleged spirit, and then things take...
If those were photos from the actual graves, why were there eats mad crumpets and then cruises over to the Pizza Hut just outside the window? But why were their skulls crushed in if that was the actual photos of the graves?
Was it the actual photos or was it B-roll footage? It looked like
That's why I'm asking if it's B-roll footage. I mean, whatever. It's either B-roll footage or their skulls were crushed in, but
I mean either way.
Either way, not pertinent.
The skull's crushed in might be. I don't know. We'll see.
A terrifying turn.
If there's something that you can do to let us know that you can hear my voice, please move something, even throw something at me. I don't mind. At least I know that you're here and that you're listening. No, I guess I must be sitting on top of where lots of the skeletons were found. Can you come and take a seat next to me? I felt the floor move behind me and I heard footsteps right up behind me. Can you come and take a seat next to me?
Oh, shit, guy. Wait. I mean, that's what you ask him to do, and you're all scared.
When we review the footage and audio, the footsteps are louder on static cam 1. Here is the audio taken from static cam 1. Can you come and take a seat next to me? Hi there. I heard you. Sorry you made me jump.
Jeff jumps up in shock as he feels movement on the floorboards and hears footsteps right behind him. Now, Jeff is normally very calm and composed during their investigations, but he freaks right out and even drops his recorder to the floor and almost breaks it as he jumps to his feet. However, the Ghost Tech team has no idea that they captured something even more shocking.
Cool.
A static camera recording the ruins where the 31 bodies were found captures something truly eerie.
See, that's a believable apparition.
Yeah.
A dark figure seems to walk from the preserved coffins on display against the back wall and simply disappears into thin air. The Ghost Tech team has no explanation for what they captured, and they believe that they might have recorded paranormal evidence of the spirit that is said to haunt the Chapter House Museum. You can watch this entire investigation and many more spooky
I want to go on a
moments over
ghost
on the
hunt
YouTube
so
channel,
bad.
Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations. If you found a great ghost video online or recorded one yourself, please send it my way at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Abandoned Arcade. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a source for this next video, but from what I have gathered, the footage was captured by security cameras at an abandoned pachinko arcade in Nagano, Japan. It is said that the ghost of a young girl is often seen inside this abandoned arcade.
Ain't you ever
The
seen The
CCTV
Grudge?
footage seems to show a policeman investigating after an alarm in the abandoned arcade was set off by something. What happens next is downright chilling.
Bro, that's a kid in a costume.
What looks like the figure of a young girl can be seen following the policeman, but he doesn't see or hear anything. When the policeman turns to leave, the girl can be seen suddenly crouching nearby. Now, because there's no source, we'll probably just never know what happened. So, the footage remains unexplained. My Haunted Hotel. So you might recall from our previous story on Nuke's Top 5 that at the allegedly very haunted Ye Olde King's Head Inn in Chester, England, the owner, along with his two friends, actually allow curious ghost seekers to spend the night at the 400-year-old inn and investigate the paranormal activity for themselves. And the guests usually find something spooky. It's all captured by their 16 CCTV cameras and posted to their YouTube channel, My Haunted Hotel. Well, since our last update, some new spooky incidents have been caught on camera at the hotel. Of course, there are the usual hotel guests who come in as skeptics with a bit of an attitude.
Someone can have it right there, actually. Oh, Katie, no. Look at her. She did it. We did it! It's not funny, Katie. You know why the doll? What are you carrying it for? Oh, she's got to bear out to the back, Katie.
But then when something invisible pounds on your door, it's likely to change your skeptical mind.
But it could be laughter. The children are. Is there a child? Are you outside that door? On the back door.
That's got to be the door. That is the door. Oh my god.
Are you outside that door?
Oh my god.
But they have caught some other chilling evidence that even freaks out
Some
the
voyeurism shit right there.
team. In this clip, the team is gathered in the restaurant of the hotel with a group of guests when they experience something that shocks them all.
Uh-oh.
I need to hear you, Charles. I need to know who you are. Is your surname Griffith?
Skinny jeans high stepping out of there. Look at him. He gone.
The second piece of evidence is just as astonishing as the first, and we are able to document this moment from 4 different cameras, which clearly capture what we deem to be poltergeist activity as a glass is flung from the function room bar.
I need to know who you are. Is your surname Griffith? Is your surname Griffith? Is your surname Griffith? I didn't even get on to the fact that there were glasses on the bar, so when something made a noise, I thought something had just moved behind this bar until Phoebe screamed in the face that it was the glass. But there is no way. It flings back this way. Like, there's just no way.
But that's not all that they've captured at the inn over the last month. In the middle of the day, a security camera in the hallway outside room 5 captures something the My Haunted Hotel team just can't explain. A shadow figure seems to just materialize at the end of the hallway and then quickly disappears. Harry, Brett, and Danny are shocked and thrilled by what their security camera caught on video. The team says that they have always hoped to capture a full-bodied apparition on video in the hotel. So, to watch many more spooky incidents that the team and hotel guests experience within the Old King's Head Inn, you can go to the YouTube channel, My Haunted Hotel. Beware the purple chair. Proud mother Martina claims that she and her family are terrorized by a dark supernatural entity that haunts their home. Martina has set up a series of static cameras to keep a safe watch on her children, but she also caught some footage that is absolutely unnerving.
That kid don't give a fuck, dude.
Well, considering it just moved his chair.
Two doors move by themselves and the boy calls for his mother, but otherwise, doesn't seem that concerned. But as he continues to play his video game, his chair is forcefully pushed backwards, finally sending the boy running from Mama. Cut to another day, and Martina is casually vacuuming the hallway carpet. Then this happens.
Your vacuum just levitated. I would be out of there so fucking quick.
Again, a door moves by itself, and Martina's vacuum seems to float into the air as she hysterically slaps and screams at it until it just drops back to the ground. But the creepy activity doesn't stop there. Martina and her son are home alone one night when the living room security camera captures this.
I'm making video on the show.
The outside door opens and closes on its own as the door handle rapidly rotates as if being turned by some invisible force. Martina grabs her phone and is about to record the door when the purple desk chair suddenly glides toward her and her son. The two have had enough and are about to hurry out of the living room, but something seems to forcefully pull at Martina's sweater. So is this real poltergeist activity caught on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You
I think it's probably the most realistic one we've seen tonight.
Through. Popular urban explorer Chris
I gotta
from
say,
YouTube
man,
channel Urbex Hill is...
There's a couple things that's disturbing about that, and that's one, that poor kid. Like, on the second, not when he got pulled from the chair or whatever, because it still seemed like he was a little nonchalant, but that one, like, you heard him like shriek.
Yeah.
Kids are notoriously bad actors.
Yeah.
I don't think that kid was acting.
No.
That is some serious activity. I mean, if that is real, we saw a vacuum cleaner levitate. Okay, that's one thing that you hear in a lot of demonic cases is shit levitating. Levitation is some shit.
Yeah.
It's pulling at her shirt. She was legit though. She was smacking the thing, dude. She smacked the vacuum cleaner down.
Dude,
She
I'm
starts
saying right now, that
bitch
thing
slapping it.
She better be glad she didn't have her chocolate.
Yeah.
Would have fucked everybody up.
But yeah, that's a. Oh man, I just and if it is fake, I don't know, and I feel bad because like when kids are involved in that kind of shit, that poor kid's probably gonna be traumatized if that's legit.
I thought it was fake. I was thinking it was fake when the two doors happened because to me it felt like they figured out they closed one door really fast, the other one gets pulled open. So that's what I felt like was happening there. And then, but they got me in the second half where I was like, oh, okay. So I'm saying that's probably the most realistic one we've seen so far.
Maybe so. What do you guys think in the chat? You think that shit was real or what?
The new lightweight Bissell.
Back on another creepy exploration. This time he explores an abandoned and allegedly haunted factory that was built back in 1916 and has been deserted for over 50 years. Chris makes his first on-screen appearance in this video, and just saying, but he looks like he could probably kick a ghost's ass.
For sure. It's a 666 hell this way and die on the wall. That's my first sign that, hey, Matt, why don't you go check it out? I'm going to stay at the car.
Bitch, we die together.
Matt's probably a full head taller than this guy too, so let's see what this guy.
But even he starts to get a bit freaked out as he explores the old factory. Soon after arriving, Chris captures something very creepy on camera.
I wonder what these things are used for. It's like these shells are all connected, it seems like. Yeah. Can't tell though.
I just want to put this out there while we're in this part of it. Never go exploring places
A
like
dark
this by
figure can be
yourself.
seen quickly moving out of sight at the
Yeah,
end
no
of a
shit.
small tunnel
Whoa.
system. But in the dark, Chris doesn't even notice the strange shape and just continues exploring. Chris sets up a static infrared camera to record himself as he checks out the main hall of the factory.
This guy's got balls, dude.
Is downright chilling.
Did you hear that? That was loud.
Whoa, holy shit. Were you watching the other camera?
No.
Oh my god. That was watch
my
the other
camera's
camera.
actually in the way of it. Hold on, let me scoot it out of the way. Okay.
Watch the other camera.
Did you hear that? That was loud.
Right by him. Right there.
Ooh.
And then he turns around as soon as it touches him.
What the was that?
That was good.
That was a good apparition. It's a shame it was a fake one.
What was that noise?
Did you see it? Right after Chris is startled by a loud noise, a pale translucent figure seems to actually pass into his body, and he spins around as he feels something that gives him chills.
That was loud. What the hell? What the What was that?
Almost immediately, another figure appears in a doorframe on the left and seems to be watching Chris.
That looks fake as shit.
Things just get worse. Chris is suddenly struck with extreme nausea and unfortunately he pukes. I've muted the audio and blurred the video because it's a little gross. But I wanted to leave the scene in because something happens to Chris right at this moment that is truly
Lead poisoning.
Bizarre. The same translucent figure from before seems to leave Chris's body as he vomits violently. Now, viewers of Chris's YouTube channel believe that he had an encounter with a demonic presence and that something sinister actually entered and left his body. But what do you think? You can watch this entire exploration and many more adventures in creepy abandoned places over on Chris's YouTube channel, Urbex Hill.
I think he was entered.
The doppelganger.
I think he was entered by a
Giovanni
ghost.
Lima was living a quiet life with his girlfriend Laura in Sao Paulo, Brazil. But lately he says their lives have been turned upside down by some truly terrifying events. One night, the couple falls asleep on the couch in the living room when Giovanni is woken up by a very disturbing sound.
Que porra é essa, mano?
Vem cá.
Que porra é essa?
Giovanni's girlfriend Laura is asleep on the couch right next to him, but chillingly he hears what sounds like her voice coming from somewhere down the hall.
Vem cá.
Que porra é essa?
In another video, Giovanni says that he began to feel very ill shortly after this incident and was forced to go to the hospital. As he's filming his chilling story, something happens that he simply can't explain.
Muita gente estava pedindo explicações, então eu vim aqui trazer explicações agora. Eu gravei aquele vídeo ontem, de madrugada, quando eu estava dormindo com a minha namorada na sala da casa dela inteiro. Eu comecei a passar mal, inexplicavelmente, no meio do rolê. No meio do dia eu comecei a passar mal, tive que ir para o hospital. Então eu também fiquei ausente por causa disso. E agora eu estou fazendo aqui a resposta do que aconteceu realmente ali naquele lugar. E
It was the dog.
E a porta do meu quarto acabou de abrir.
Something's gonna peek.
Não faz sentido, não faz.
Giovanni's bedroom door opens by itself, but when he peeks out into the hallway, there's no one there. Cut to a week later. Giovanni is home alone when things take an even more terrifying turn.
You can tell this one. Oh, I saw the face. Shit, wasn't ready. Scared the hell out of me.
Whoa. Again, a female voice can be heard calling out to Giovanni, even though he's completely alone in the house. He suddenly hears loud footsteps charging toward him, and he just makes a run for it. Giovanni has no idea why and how these creepy events are happening. Some of his concerned viewers believe that he might be dealing with...
You saw a face?
I thought I saw a face down the door. Way too far back.
Way too far back. Hold on.
Tell you what, this
calling out to
Brazilian
Giovanni,
needs some...
even though he's completely alone in the house.
So
he suddenly hears loud footsteps
back up
charging
right there.
toward
Here you
him,
go. Back it up.
and he just makes a
little
run for it. Giovanni has no idea why and how charging toward him, and he just makes a run for it. Giovanni has no idea why charging toward him, and a female voice can be heard calling out to Giovanni, even though he's completely alone in the house.
Right in that area
he suddenly
of the
hears
door.
loud footsteps charging toward him, and he just makes a run for it.
That was kind of weird.
Giovanni has no idea why and how these creepy events are happening. Some of his concerned viewers believe that he might be dealing with a skinwalker or a doppelganger pretending to be his girlfriend. So now, 3 months go by and Giovanni is happy to report that nothing paranormal has happened since his last video. And it seems like he just jinxed it all. Because
I feel like one of them is dabbling in some occult shit.
You know
and
what?
The other doesn't know.
I will agree with you on that. Scott, I don't think it's a skinwalker. From what I've heard of the SWs, they can't really mimic our speech that well. So like trying to mimic a voice to get them to come to you, that's some more dark shit than that. I mean, who knows? I mean,
because soon after, he and his girlfriend wake up in the middle of the night to strange sounds just outside their bedroom door.
Tá acontecendo de novo. Você ouviu o nome? Vem, caralho.
Whatever is haunting the couple is back, and it seems angry. So what do you think is going on here? Let me know down in the comments. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. Kent Burris from the YouTube channel Ghosts of Carmel, Maine.
I think they were fucking with some occult shit.
As I featured updates on his continuing story many times on Nuke's Top 5. Kent has spent 5 years of his life documenting.
People seem to forget that they think it's only Ouija boards and shit.
Yeah.
But tarot cards, even from what I understand, even just like if I was in this room and I was just saying, if there are any spirits here and you're just talking to them, like that's
you cannot acknowledge it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's necromancy. Even the Bible says don't fuck around with that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh. Yeah, so yeah, you cannot fuck around. You can open the door, and if you don't close it or know how to close it,
there's a lot of people that subscribe to the school of fuck around and find out with this shit.
100%.
All right, let's see what Carmel Mike's got.
Paranormal activity he experiences day and night in his home in Carmel, Maine. Lately,
Carmel,
Kent has
Maine.
captured even more terrifying paranormal encounters. One day, Kent is home alone and working in his
I don't know why,
office
but
when
I
he
already
hears
believe this
voices
guy.
and bangs coming from somewhere inside his house. He quickly grabs his phone and hits record.
You making noise? You making noise upstairs? Jesus!
See, he's talking to it.
This is the guy.
Early morning, Kent has fallen asleep for the night with his TV on, but at around 5 a.m., some strange sounds wake him up. He quickly turns on a light, and when he looks up, he sees something at the foot of his bed that chills him to his core. He immediately grabs his phone and hits record. A dark shadow figure can be seen standing at the end of the bed, slightly moving or perhaps even vibrating before it just disappears into thin air. So what do you think is going on in Kent's home? Let me know. You can watch many more paranormal moments over on Kent's YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine.
That looks like a good one.
Oh, dude, he's got some good stuff.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Night Flyer. This next video was sent in to me by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Mark from Greenland. So one evening, Mark is out in the snow with his daughter,
Keep
walking
watching
the
while I get
family
this
dog.
other shit set up.
But Mark's daughter spots something truly bizarre up on the hill. A strange dark figure can be seen floating in the sky between apartment buildings. Mark misses it and just doesn't understand what his daughter is pointing at. He only realizes what she saw when he reviews his footage back at home. Now, Mark believes they might have captured a supernatural being known as a Kivitok, an aggressive supernatural entity from Greenland folklore. Anyway, what do you think this could be? Let me know down in the comments. Hidden in the dark. For the last 3 months, popular YouTube ghost hunter Franco TV has been on an extensive trip through several countries to explore the most haunted and downright dangerous locations in South America. Now, not too long ago, I featured Frank's terrifying exploration of the Presbítero Maestro Cemetery in Lima, Peru, where he captured some shocking moments that are still unexplained to this day. After many requests from his viewers, Frank decides to go back to the cemetery in hopes of capturing even more paranormal activity. As he's making his way through the giant cemetery, he begins to hear odd sounds coming from somewhere nearby.
Okay. Hear it. You heard that? Right over there. Someone's whistling. Yeah, that. I'm out.
Now, Frank is a little spooked by the strange sounds, but what he doesn't seem to notice is that someone or something seems to be lurking just behind the tombstones. Frank shrugs off the sounds and continues to explore, making his way through the giant graveyard. That's when he captures something downright creepy.
I'm gonna start heading towards the side area where people end their lives. I kind of want to look at this place. See, I could probably get some stock footage from it or something. What the hell is that? Saw something small there.
When brightened and enhanced, a pale face can be seen looking out from inside one of the crypts. Frank spots the peeking face and quickly hurries over to look inside the crypt. But there's no one there. The cemetery is dark and it's hard to see, so Frank believes that he might have just captured a reflection from something inside the crypt. He again shrugs off the bizarre event as something that can just be explained. But what happens next is absolutely horrifying.
That's the front door there.
This one's got me interested. That's why I haven't turned over to the other thing yet.
Good.
That's the basement area.
Oh, fuck.
Right in there. Whoa. I heard another gunshot over there.
Did you see it? Now let's watch that again, but this time I'll brighten up and enhance the footage.
That is creepy. That's the basement area. Right in there.
Something can be seen standing right at the bottom of the crypt stairs. But when Frank shines his flashlight, it just seems to disappear. So could this ominous figure belong to the person buried inside the crypt? You decide.
Did I, as a ghost, I got better shit to do with my time.
Series of the
You know what I mean?
Maestro.
Fuck. I got better shit to do with my time than hang out at my cemetery. You know what I mean? Fuck.
I got too many exes to haunt. Get me out of there.
Okay. Let's hold on a second. Okay, let's check out. So you've seen Ghosts of Carmel, Maine before?
I've seen some of his stuff pop up through TikTok and on some other things, and it's been some wild stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what he's got. Ghosts of Carmel, Maine. 228,000 subscribers.
His house used to be a funeral home, I do believe.
That shadow figure was pretty legit. I mean, living in the Lamb house. That must be the house that he lives in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Encounters of Shadow, dude.
Yeah. Play that one.
I don't know why, but shadows just fuck me up, dude.
Getting, well, complicated.
Probably because they're everywhere.
Move my money to SoFi.
Get up to 2.50% interest and bank, borrow, and invest all in one app. SoFi, get your money right.
All right, don't let me down, dude. Come on.
I've always believed in the afterlife. I've always known there were spirits among us, but never believed the living would encounter these spirit realms. To me, paranormal encounters were all hogwash, something made up for entertainment. I've heard people who talked about their encounters with spirits. When I heard their stories, my thoughts were, yeah, right. I would have to see or experience this for myself. I'd never believe this. Be careful what you think or say. Before you know it, you can face a life-changing encounter like I
have. Dr. Phil, that's...
There's always been a lot of strange activity in this house, way before I even acknowledged the paranormal. When I finally accepted the fact that there was definitely paranormal activity going on in this house, I decided to go ahead and pick up a camera and start recording this. Now, the camera I had at the time was an old Motorola Android type cell camera, and that's this old camera right here. I had another camera that I used. This is this little cheap digital camera. Yeah, that's all I had to work with. A lot of the captures seem grainy, and it's kind of funny because I've seen a lot of comments on social media that people talk about I need to use a better camera when I'm doing these recordings, but I found out that using cheaper equipment actually works better than high-tech equipment. A veteran paranormal investigator also mentioned this. This is what he had to say about it.
You're going to catch more evidence with cheaper equipment than the more expensive stuff. Just the way it's built, the higher end stuff wants to cancel out any kind of background noise, so you get better quality with things close up in audio. But in the spirit realm, they're in the background. So the cheap stuff, this is my opinion, has always caught way more than something that's more expensive, high end. It filters it out. You can't catch it.
Does that even kind of have anything to do with the video camera too?
I'd have to say, yeah, video too. So I always use low end equipment. It picks up everything. Cheaper stuff, for some reason, it catches more activity or more evidence than something that's high end. You get better maybe quality with the visual part, but the spirits are in the background.
I'd never heard that theory.
They're speaking, and you're not going to get it
Right.
with these high end cameras.
Sometimes when I take these still shots, what I do is I hold the camera and I just leave my finger on the screen, and it'll take multiple shots automatically. And I'm moving around the house. That's why some of these shots are kind of blurry looking. But while we're just moving around and holding my finger on the camera, I'm just walking through the house to see what I can capture. Sometimes out of 200 pictures, I might get one good capture. Maybe 100 pictures, you might see something. But I think still shots are unique because it picks up things that your regular video cameras don't pick up.
Holy shit. Wait a second. Remember when I was this right here? That fucking creeps me out. That looks like what I was telling you earlier when they put that footage through that filter and you could see that demonic face.
Yeah.
And how it looked like not cheesy at all. It just looked like someone said, "Oh, what does a demon look like?" Probably like something like that. That's kind of what it looked like. That creeped me the fuck out when I saw it. That looks demonic to me. Crazy.
The first 3 months, I went all gung-ho, doing investigations here in the house, getting video shots, capturing disembodied voices, EVPs, and twice.
Dutch. After listening to this guy for a few minutes, I think you're right. He definitely drives a 96 Ford F-150 and swears it's never burned a drop of oil since new.
All right, hold on. Before you hit play, I'm going to go grab a monster real fast.
Okay, go for it. Guys, what do you think about these videos so far? Out of all these, I mean, we've seen a lot of shitty videos tonight. Out of all the videos you've seen, let me know in the comments, or let us know in the comments, which one you found to be most compelling. The one that this guy shows with the shadow was pretty crazy. I would imagine a shadow person looking exactly like that with the same type of movement. But the other guy that had the demon that looked like it entered him and then he threw up. That one, I don't know. Matt thinks it's bullshit. I don't know. It looked pretty real to me. But definitely bowling night for this guy. The vacuum lady and son, that one seemed so legit that it almost seemed fake. But the levitation, man, I've been wanting to see something levitate. And that vacuum cleaner, just the way it moved, it was very interesting. I don't think I think if you got something on strings and you're kind of pulling it, I don't know. It that seemed very fluid like movement, and I'm not sure if it would be easy for just regular people to fake that kind of stuff. Um, Gosh, I don't know. And the kid, that one was pretty convincing too. So I like those three out of all of them. The one with the floating vacuum cleaner and her shirt getting pulled, that was pretty intense shit. That seems like a pretty intense um haunting. Like, I don't know. I was looking for a word there. Um yeah, he seemed traumatized. The first a couple times it seemed like he was like, no big deal. And on the first video where the doors were moving, and he was kind of like nonchalant at first, like, "Mom," it's kind of like if he was told to fake it, I'm sure it would be like, "Hey, be really scared when the doors start moving, and then be super scared when the chair moves." So I don't know. The doppelganger one, I don't know about that. That could be, yeah, for sure. If that one wasn't real, definitely she's traumatizing her kid for no reason, and I hate that shit. The doppelganger one from Brazil, I feel like that one could have been legit. I think they were messing with something. I don't think a regular ghost would be saying that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Trying to imitate your girlfriend. I don't know. I think that guy, just looking at that guy, I don't know. Something about it says he's read some sketchy books and probably messed with a Ouija board or two in his time. Probably had his palm read or some shit. um, I think the girl I think she's oblivious to what he's up to when she's not around. And I think he has messed with some dark shit. And I think it's coming to pay him a visit now. And he doesn't know what to do. And he may be so stupid he doesn't even realize what he's done, you know. But yeah, the vacuum cleaner was legit, I feel. Um Dutch is on fire tonight. This is hilarious. This guy is the fellow who wants to fight umpires at T-ball games.
You know what? He didn't hear no bell.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right. I'm intrigued so far. I want to see some shit.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigators came to the house and they captured evidence. But after 3 months went by, on numerous occasions, I wasn't capturing nothing. It's just like everything stopped. And I just got so aggravated. I said, if you're real and if this activity is real, you need to prove it to me this is real, or I'm just not going to bother doing this anymore. And that day when I said that, I started recording, walking through the house. And that's when I captured the first strange anomaly in the bedroom window. And when I saw that, I knew right then and there that, okay, this stuff is definitely real. Well,
Here we go.
Well. Oh, fuck!
Oh my god. Oh, this is getting so good. That's exactly what I would expect his reaction to be.
I mean, just think about it. You round your corner in your window. There's a guy like this, like, oh.
Oh man.
With this being the first anomaly that I've witnessed here at the Lamb House, what really scared me about this encounter, whatever this was in the window, its arm was moving up and down really fast, as if it was waiting for me to leave the room. This was quite startling. After viewing the recordings, what really got my attention It looked like a child was hanging off the front of this anomaly. I knew I've seen this child somewhere before. I went through my file pictures, and what I found was an apparition of a child standing outside the front porch window, just looking at me, and they look like the same child to me. This is not the first time a child has been captured on still shots here at the Lamb House. What looked like the face of a young child looking out the mudroom door window. This was captured before I even believed in the paranormal. After I started Ghosts of Carmel, Maine, my son went through his pictures. He found this and sent this to me. From that time forward in this house, the activity began to get pretty powerful. And as time went by, it was getting more and more powerful. I was getting a lot more captures of disembodied voices, EVPs, and I saw a lot of strange anomalies of things that just didn't make sense.
Ooh.
When I encountered this paranormal activity at this house, the first few months I spent a lot of time taking still shots and walking around the house getting video captures of strange activity that took place here in the house. I didn't always capture activity. Maybe out of 100 pictures I'd get an amazing capture. I have seen a lot of things in still shots and video recordings that didn't make sense. And I also saw a lot of things
Oh
that
shit,
were
it's on the
just beyond
ceiling.
amazing. Sometimes you'd see this activity in real time. Sometimes you don't even realize you captured something until you view your recording or look at your still shots. But there is one encounter that captured the attention of a lot of people, and that's the encounter of Shadow Dude. One night I was out on the porch and I noticed something strange in the window. So I picked up my cell phone camera, hit record, and it looked like two faces were in the window. I'm thinking, wow. In one of the faces, you can actually see the mouth moving and the eyes blinking. That was an apparition to the left, and the one to the right just sat there and looked. And that was my first capture of the
Pause this for a second.
that today we call Shadow Dude.
You know the one with his mouth moving, sitting there like, look, 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 look. Look at this dumbass. Look at him. look. He's going to pick that phone up and say, no, he got it. He picked it up.
I still can't get over the, oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Dude, that's not even the worst one in the window.
He's got some decent shit.
Wow.
Oh, there's the mouth open.
Wow. Wow.
The one on the left was the wife.
After I saw
You're
these
probably
two
right.
faces looking through the front door window, I go around to the front yard to see if I could capture whatever is in this window. And to my amazement, a shadow walks right down the steps. After this incident is when I called this apparition Shadow Dude. I didn't know what else to call him.
Okay.
Holy shit. Wow.
From that time forward, I'm out on the porch and I see the face come up to the front door window and he's posing. He just stands there and he's looking at me. And then he starts smiling and it's like he's curious about me just as much as I'm curious about him. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, an apparition's coming right up to my window, just standing there looking at me, staring and waving and just smiling. And so I started calling him Shadow Dude face to face.
I feel like this guy knows a lot about planes for some reason.
Like has an odd knowledge of planes and World War II history.
Yeah.
Shadow Dude, where have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Where's she gonna talk?
Fuck you.
Shadow Dude, what's your name?
Back again.
Shadow Dude, I see you. The night I recorded this on the front porch, this was actually the clearest image I ever captured of Shadow Dude. I took a screenshot and you can see more of the features on his face. This is the screenshot capture that was used on the Ghost of Carmel main logo.
Did not transfer well.
He said it, not me.
I started taking a number of still shots of Shadow Dude outside the front door. I wanted to collect as much evidence on him as possible to try to find out who he is. Why is he here? It always seemed like he was willing to come up to the window and pose for a picture, smile for the video. This is one time I wish I could hear what he had to say if he could talk, but I never hear him talk. I never captured any EVPs of him, not that I knew of. While I was taking these still shots, I didn't see him anymore, and I
That's
stood up,
fucking
took
creepy
this
right
picture. It actually looked like Shadow Dude is floating in midair. At this moment, I kind of questioned what kind of spirit was he? Was he humanoid or was he demonic? At this point, I wasn't sure. Has Lamb House in the background to the left. After hearing the story about a midget that lived in the village of Carmel, and that this person was also mentally challenged, he would go up to people's windows, tap on the windows and wave at people and smile and move on. He didn't talk. I've always wondered after I saw this picture,
You
is
can't
it possible
say
this
that.
could be Shadow Dude? Some viewers said that that was a fire hydrant in this picture. However, that's not true. Up to this day, the town of Carmel has no fire hydrants throughout the town.
I don't know if you guys find this as funny as I do.
They said it's a fire hydrant, but it was a midget.
There's no fire hydrants in this town, so it has to be midget. Oh man,
This guy's out here asking the hard-hitting questions.
He's talking about a fire hydrants, midget.
As time is
What
going
an
by,
investigator
I'm
this guy.
capturing a lot of strange anomalies.
I gotta just
up
hear
in
it
the
again because
bedroom.
that just seems so
And
ridiculous to me.
viewers said that was this picture from 1906
Oh,
has a
man.
lamb house in the background to the left. After hearing the story about a midget that lived in the village of Carmel and that this person was also mentally challenged, he would go up to people's windows, tap on the windows and wave at people and smile and move on. He didn't talk. I've always wondered, after I saw this picture, is it possible this could be Shadow Dude? Some viewers said that was a fire hydrant in this picture. However, that's not true. Up to this day, the town of Carmel has no fire hydrants throughout the town. As time is going by,
He's so serious about it.
Capturing a lot of strange anomalies. Even at nighttime while watching TV, trying to go to sleep, you would see shadow movements through the bedroom. And I started thinking, okay, this is getting a little bit creepy. You'd hear some knock sounds, disembodied voices.
Oh, man.
But one time while I was watching TV, there's a shadow that moved right in front of the TV. It wasn't a dark shadow, but it was dark enough to where you could see it cross in front of the TV screen. The next day, I'm recording in the house, doing investigations. And
I'm sorry.
While I'm walking through the house,
Oh, man.
I hear these strange sounds and I hear movement
Sir, we are
throughout the
professionals.
house. And I've already captured an apparition jumping out the window once before. But on this day, I turned around and there was a strange anomaly in the window. It was just sitting there in the window and it looked like it was moving. I ducked behind around the doorway, not knowing what was going to happen, and that thing took off from the window and went under the bed. Okay, there he is in the window again.
Whoa.
Went under the bed.
Yeah.
After I viewed the video from this encounter,
We've seen this.
The video looked nothing
Yeah,
like
I
what I
told
saw
you.
in real time.
Okay.
In real time, it
Wow,
looked like
I didn't know he had a
another
channel.
small shadow apparition sitting in the window. I've captured this 2 times before. One of the captures actually looked like a small apparition jumping from the window. After looking over the video from this capture, I had no idea what this was. To me, it looked like some kind of animal jumping from the window. In fact, people went to social media and said that was my cat jumping out the window. But this apparition figure was way too large to be my cat. When I saw that capture,
fuck,
in the
he does have a
video,
cat.
I wasn't even saying this was paranormal. I had no idea what this was. Some people said, okay, that was Kent's cat in the window, but that's way too big to be a cat. But I was very curious what that was. And a lot of people said that was fake, but I will get to that at the end of this video. We will talk about what people say on social media about certain captures here. That will be at the very end of this video.
It was the fire hydrant midget.
After a little bit of time went by, maybe a month or two, Adam was getting ready to come over one night. We're going to do a paranormal investigation together. There was people see what these spirits would say about Adam coming over. So I'm walking through the bedroom and saying Adam's coming over. And I'm quietly trying to record this. And then that's when this happened. Adam's coming over tonight. We're going to do a complete walkthrough. Hope you guys say something or do something. Oh my God! No! Oh. I viewed this recording closely, and once again I noticed this apparition has a gray face and a head. I don't believe this is a shadow apparition at this point. However, I don't know if this is Shadow Dude either. At this point, I have no idea what kind of spirit I'm dealing with here. It doesn't attack, but it's extremely frightening when you encounter this. Okay, that was a weird noise, and I know damn well I saw a shadow thing standing right there. I know, damn it.
Everything this guy does is now funny to me ever since he talked about the midget fire hydrant.
What's going on up here? A few weeks later, as I'm doing an investigation in the house, I didn't see this at the time, but the same apparition that was on the bed was actually popping out from behind the hutch in the wall. When I saw this on the recording, I thought this was pretty creepy that it could be sitting there and I didn't even see it. The hutch stands away from the wall only about 1.5 inches. I thought it was strange how an apparition such as this can be peeking out through 1.5 inches. Was it coming out through the wall?
I saw a mustache there. This is a
On another
mustachioed
occasion,
individual.
when I walked into the bedroom, I do believe it was possibly Shadow Dude just sitting there on the bed. Is anybody in here? I went downstairs and listened to the recording and heard the EVP captured. While I'm downstairs listening to this, I hear more sounds coming from the bedroom. Well, hello?
There's a fucking cat.
Meow.
Anyway, that EVP said I hate you. And I'm thinking about going ahead and doing some more screenshots on me to show people that that's not me doing the.
Oh my god! I knew that was going to happen.
While trying to get a clear screenshot of this encounter, I did notice one thing about this encounter. Once again, this was an apparition with a gray head. Also, the head was deformed. I started questioning, is this Shadow Dude or is this something else? This didn't look right to me.
Dude, it's kind of posing on the bed waiting for him, dude.
It's like,
People have asked
hey.
me, and I've seen comments on social media that they can't understand why I don't stand there and get video of an apparition. Just hold the shot. I can tell you right now, unless you encounter these, unless you experience this, you have no clue how scary this is. When you see something standing there that does not belong in our realm, it is quite frightening. And your first instinct is to get out of the way. Run. Get away from it. I just heard some talking.
To quote Marlon Wayans from Scary Movie 1, run, bitch, run.
You know, the ghost is like, I hate you. It's like, of course I'm going to haunt a place, and this guy's got to be the guy I fucking have in the house.
It can't be some like suburbanite white couple that like flees.
You know, this guy only has craftsman tools.
Yeah.
But this apparition and I were standing face to
This
face.
is too good.
You know he got brave, charged in, and immediately regretted that life decision.
But I also noticed this apparition face to face.
God, this is funny.
What the hell is that noise?
What the hell is that noise? Run in there.
This was without a doubt one of the most scariest encounters I ever had, mainly because this was unexpected. But this apparition and I were standing face to face. After closely reviewing this recording, I knew this was not a shadow apparition. But I also noticed this apparition also had a fearful look on its face. I couldn't help but to wonder, Was he just as startled as I was? Is it possible these apparitions appear by accident? Is it possible during that moment they do not realize they phased into our realm? It's almost nearly impossible.
I mean, he just can't say hi, and then you run in the room and go,
Skill shot
"Son
on
of a
something like
bitch,"
this
and run
when you're
out.
overcome with fear. And I'm not going to deny the fact, yes, I do get scared. This stuff is quite frightening. Bye.
This guy's unintentionally hilarious.
Oh my God!
What I miss? I don't see anything.
This strange anomaly was levitating in midair.
Oh, yeah.
While levitating, it was also moving up and down, as if it was coming after me. It's bad enough people come into this house and are completely, totally amazed and shocked over the disembodied voices. But people have seen apparitions in this house. They have seen the shadows move, and it was quite frightening. It freaked them out. October 2018, I was doing a paranormal investigation in the house. While I was downstairs trying to capture EVPs, at the top of the steps appeared to be an apparition looking over the rail. I don't know if this was Shadow Dude or something else. The apparition wasn't tall, however, it did have a grayish to silver face. Is there anybody in the house right now?
Like it knows the camera's there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see a couple look like eyes almost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Dang.
I didn't see this dark figure at the top of the steps. What caught my attention is I thought I heard laughing coming from the bedroom. When I go up the steps and enter my bedroom, this is when I hear laughter, as if something was mocking me. There are times when you run into these apparitions, you will hear disembodied voices that go with them. Well, what the hell? As I'm doing a routine walk through the house, recording for one of the Ghosts of Carmel main videos, I did capture a lot of disembodied voices and EVPs on this day. When I get up to the top of the steps and turn around the corner, there's actually a shadow apparition sitting on the bed closest to the door. I had to go back to the recording to see what happened. It literally flew across the top of the bed and disappeared into the wall. When I viewed this recording, I was quite shocked. I try to brighten this up as much as possible so you can see what happened. The hell was that?
I don't see anything.
I'm not seeing it either.
Oh, I think I saw it that time. It's too bright from the window. See, it's super dark right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then it lightens up. Okay.
A lot of people need to realize that Shadow Dude is not a shadow apparition. And that's where some confusion had come in these Ghosts of Carmel main videos. They thought Shadow Dude is a shadow apparition, and he is a humanoid spirit, or maybe something more. All through these investigations, I've had a lot of encounters with shadow apparitions, and these are no doubt non-humanoid spirits, based on what my experience when encountering them. When doing paranormal investigations, when a number of spirits are asking for help, more than likely there are entities around that are non-humanoid. Some spirits have warned me that there is danger. They've told me to be careful and mention demons. There are times when doing investigations you will encounter dark spirits. What? What'd you say? Did you say murder again?
Oh.
That's not creepy at all.
Why does he have so much shit in this house?
Oh, I don't think so. I really dislike going down into this basement. Most of the encounters in this basement are not pleasant. They are more dark in nature. This time when I go down in the basement, not only were their voices captured, but there is two other things captured that's quite frightening when you go back and look at the video. Anybody down there?
It's like, what's he expect the answer to be?
No.
No one here, Steve.
What the hell was that?
Not me. I mean, Jesus.
Now my shit's lagging. It's starting to piss me off.
Edmund?
Easy now, killer.
Edmund. This is one of those moments when I saw this, I knew this was not normal. There is nothing obstructing the light from the window, and whatever this was, I knew I needed to get out of this basement. I knew whatever this was did not belong there. I didn't want to take any chances, so I got out of the basement. After viewing this recording, even more creepier than the shadow-looking image next to the wall, there is something I noticed that looked out of place while viewing this. And what I saw in this recording, I'm really glad I left that basement when I did. It's reasons like this is why I do not like going in this basement. Not only the strange sounds, the strange voices, but what you capture on video. I don't believe this is a case of pareidolia. I definitely believe this was something sinister down in the basement trying to hide where I couldn't see it. When doing these investigations, when viewing the recording, not only do you notice strange captures on video, but if you slow these down, you notice things will come up that do not belong there. A good example, a viewer watching Ghosts of Carmel, Maine captured this and took a screenshot of it, a demonic looking face. I take a lot of still shots throughout the house. I capture more anomalies on still shot than what I capture from videotaping.
I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, if this is all real and they just pop up on them like that, that'd be terrifying.
Oh yeah, it would startle the shit out of me every time.
But you know that thing's just like, what are we looking at? You know what I mean? Like, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
Want to make noise out there while I'm in the bathroom and I can't do anything?
Literally taking a shit.
Man, I feel that. You can't poop alone.
I don't know what it is about being in this bathroom in the Lamb house and all hell breaks loose outside that bathroom door. While I was in this bathroom, outside the door, I could hear loud banging sounds and voices. After I get done in this bathroom, when I come out that door, watch carefully in the living room. In front of the TV looks like a dark apparition.
Oh, I missed it the first couple of times.
So did I.
Now that might have been the midget, guys.
That might have been the midget. Yeah, I think whatever's in there is toying with him, dude.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of questions came up. Is Shadow Dude the same entity captured inside this house? Is this the same entity that was out on the front porch looking through the window smiling at me? And the short answer to that is no. These are not all the same entity. One night I was doing an investigation on Rachel, and I was walking through the house recording, and I came up to the front door with the camera rolling, and something jumped out of the tree and ran right in front of the front door. Now this thing was pretty good size, probably at least 3 foot in size. Once again, I capture a strange anomaly, this time outside the front door. I did not see this anomaly during the investigation. It wasn't until after I viewed the video when I saw this.
Oh.
And I had to ask the question at this point, what are these spirits? What am I dealing with? That encounter was definitely not humanoid. There was no doubt in my mind that thing was evil. So I did some research into trying to figure out what a 3 foot to 4 foot apparition is that can actually pose as an animal. So I did some research.
They can actually pose as my cat.
I was kind of surprised that people have encountered this stuff. A lot of people in other countries have seen entities like this, and some people call it an imp. Some people call them shapeshifters. This looked like the same shape of the anomaly levitating in the bedroom and the anomaly that jumped from the window under the bed. At this point, I have no idea what kind of spirit I'm dealing with. I had no doubt I wasn't dealing with a humanoid type spirit. And I also knew this was not Shadow Dude. What kind of a spirit can pose like an animal, where it can look like a cat, and even look like a seal?
Oh, man.
The anomaly out front looked like a miniature Tyrannosaurus. But what is this? What am I dealing with here? I started an investigation to determine how tall this anomaly is. I set a chair out front that's 3 foot in height, and the anomaly that was out in the front yard was approximately 3 foot in height, based on the distance from where I was standing to where I saw this out in the street. I also took measurements of the anomaly that jumped from the bedroom window under the bed. This measurement actually came out to 3 foot in height. And I also took measurements of the anomaly that was levitating. And once again, this anomaly came out to approximately 3 foot, maybe a little bigger. But they all had one thing in common. They all had the same shape, approximately the same height. But what is this? I started research trying to determine what anomaly I'm dealing with here. Has anyone on this earth ever seen anything like this before? And it turns out they have, in many different countries around the world. Many eyewitnesses around the world and through generations have witnessed something like this, where the entity can take on different forms of an animal. I have determined there's a really strong possibility I'm dealing with an imp.
He's losing me. Real quick.
The sketch drawing here was done by a psychic. She drew her interpretation of what an imp looks like. An imp is a mythological being
doing two
similar
zombies
to a fairy or a demon, frequently described in folklore and superstition.
Yes.
But it
All right. This guy is a character, man.
Son
God,
of a
is he
bitch!
Dude, he... hold on. This is too good.
anymore, and I stood up, took this picture, was in the background to the left. After hearing the story about a midget that lived in the village of Carmel, and that this person was also mentally challenged, he would go up to people's windows, tap on the windows and wave at people and smile and move on. He didn't talk. I've always wondered, after I saw this picture, is it possible this could be Shadow Dude? Some viewers said that
Ruin my... bastard.
You broke it.
Oh, well. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of bullshit. He started losing me towards the end. There was some really interesting shadow shit that he got, though. I'm not entirely convinced of what he was saying, that it's an imp and some fucking shapeshifter and all that shit. I think he was seeing a lot of weird shadows. There's also...
You've seen a lot of weird stuff, and you're trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, definitely. There's also the thing where, like, you can take a picture in a room that has a bunch of weird chat. Like, we could probably screenshot this right now, and you could probably find a face somewhere in my background and somewhere in your background. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But those blatant human-shaped dark shadow figures, definitely interesting. He just... he doesn't seem like the type of guy that would fake shit, but I can't put it past people like that to fake shit, you know?
I mean, seemed pretty legit, but yeah, no, I'm with you. I understand what you're saying.
From what I've seen, I think he's seeing some shit in his house. I think it's just fucking with his mind so much that he's... you know, I would like to know how many other investigators have gone into his house and if they've seen anything.
Right.
Yeah. He probably is the guy who's really secretive that probably does smoke a little pot. So I would imagine that he's got the little wooden pipe, the little tiny one, the little sneak-a-toke.
No, he's got he's the type that's got the full blown peace pipe.
You think?
Sitting there smoking, not even smoking weed, he's smoking peyote.
I actually bought this off of a Native American. It's made of real
bad spirits away.
It's actually made of burl wood. Okay. Zombies, guys. Do zombies exist? No, they don't. Not in human form.
Yeah.
Now, we have seen things like these guys doing bath salts, eating people's faces, things like that. But as far as actual zombies, the question I propose is it possible for there to really be a zombie apocalypse? Is that even a possibility, theoretically? I think so.
So there's a fungus that the spores take over ants.
It's funny you say that, Matt.
Is that what we're going to... Are you going to bring that up?
Yes, I have some videos queued up talking about the very fungus that you're talking about.
There you
go.
So
what Matt's saying is there's a fungus that will take over insects. There's video of insects that have been hollowed out and are still animated. But, if you hollow out a human, that's the way I looked at it. I was like, fuck, this thing is still animated and its body's half missing. It's crazy. Okay. That's a shirt right there. National Geographic.
I like it.
I like that a lot. That's amazing. You should do a separate channel of you just talking random shit that you know.
And now, random facts with Matt Monroe.
This week on National Geographic.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, there's wasps that will inject their eggs in caterpillars and shit. I mean,
yeah,
man, the insect kingdom is scary as fuck.
I was just thinking the insect kingdom. There's some shit that happens in the insect kingdom where, if you think about it happening to humans, shit gets real fast. And my wife actually was bringing that up because I had heard something like that, and I didn't think about looking up zombie insects to see what would come up, but there was some interesting shit that came up, and I thought instead of me trying to give you the summary, there's just a couple short videos. I thought this one looked pretty good. Let's this fungus turns insects into zombies, natural born killers, BBC Earth. Let's check this video out real quick just so we can get an idea of what we're working with here. And my idea is that if it can get to any type of living creature, I'm sure that it's possible that something like this could get to humans. Because shit's always evolving, shit's always mutating.
Yeah.
And could you imagine the fungus takes us over?
He did. Look.
It's like the perfect spot.
Oh,
American
God.
Family Insurance is here to protect your family.
Free ad for American Family Insurance.
Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
These insects were turned into zombies by fungi.
Okay, I'm listening. Zombie fungi.
Behind the scenes at Kew Gardens in London, the underground Fungarium collection houses over 1 million specimens, which have come from all...
Lance, it's toxoplasmosis is what happens. I know exactly what you're talking about. It also makes humans get a little bit risky.
all over the world. Amongst the shells of the climate-controlled collection, a handful of disturbing bugs stand out. These unfortunate creatures have all been victims of varieties of zombie fungi. Several cicadas are new additions to the...
Later, Dutch. Thanks for joining us.
See you, buddy.
Having spent the past 17 years developing underground, these insects emerged in 2021 to a world dominated by a human pandemic. Little did they know that a different airborne killer would soon be coming for them. Microscopic fungal spores carry in the air. Most fungal spores are harmless to creatures and will settle on the ground to grow and produce the mushrooms we're most familiar with. But some parasitic fungi, like types of Massospora and Cordyceps, have a different, more sinister purpose. Once they land on insects like these cicadas, the spores will infiltrate the cicadas' bodies and spread inside. The cicadas are soon completely overrun, with no known way to fight back. The fungus then starts to flood the cicada's brains with hallucinogens and amphetamines. It's thought this makes them both more hungry and more active to find a mate. But there's also a darker use for this drugging. As the fungus continues to grow inside the core of the insect, it causes the rear end of the cicada's abdomen to fall off, exposing the fungus to the air in order to release its spores and spread further afield. It's thought the drugs released by the fungus into the cicada's brain make it more energetic in finding a mate, thus maximizing spore dispersal for the parasitic Massospora. With over 400 species of cordyceps-type fungi spread across the world, other creatures such as wasps, moth, and caterpillars have also fallen prey to these parasites. Ants are another notable victim of these killer fungi. Once infiltrated by fungus, the ant will move away from its colony to a location, like high in a tree, which suits the controlling cordyceps. The parasitic fungus will make the ant anchor itself by biting into the tree trunk in a kind of death grip. The fungus will then burst out of its host and grow into a mushroom-like structure, ready to spread its spores and start the deadly cycle all over again.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's some eerie shit. Okay. That's some alien eerie shit.
Have you seen the newest Alien movie?
Yeah.
Where they had spores that spread the xenomorph or the whatever version that was?
That wasn't Covenant, was it?
Yes, Alien
Was it
Covenant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
the one that came after Prometheus.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember.
And when they first get to the planet, they bump, like one or two guys bump some spores, some mold spores, little mold pods, and the spores get in them through like their nose, or their mouth, or one guy even through his ear, and it spread a xenomorph or whatever that one was called.
Oh man, you know that Scott. Yeah, you're right. You know for a fact the government has this shit in a lab, and they're experimenting with it. You know,
Oh, they're trying to weaponize it for sure.
That's some scary shit, and that's how shit like a zombie apocalypse could happen. Do I think it's possible? Yes, absolutely, 100%. I don't know if people will start rising from the grave, but if it took over a body, a host, it took a host, and it made it crazy. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to the video, they were talking about it gives it a hallucinogenic effect and an amphetamine effect. So not only is it zooming, but it's also seeing shit.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens when humans get all amped up and start seeing shit. They do crazy fucking shit, like bite people's faces off and things like that. Eat people. Like I just don't see how it's impossible. I definitely see it being possible, and what a quick way to wipe out, you know. We saw how quick we lost control. Maybe not all of us, but like during the riots and stuff. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if people got really crazy and it was because of some mushroom spore that was truly airborne? You can't be, a mask won't save you, anything like that. Good God, man, that is frightening because there is really no running from it. It'll get you eventually. You know, we saw how, I mean, if there's certain keywords I don't want to say because I don't want to get our video banned, but I mean, sickness and illness spreads pretty quick, and the way that spore, those mushrooms work, is they want to spread. You know what I mean? And there goes Matt. Matt's gone. Matt's gone. So now we're here alone. Matt, the spores got Matt. So Matt's turning into a zombie. Um, oh, so I absolutely no, I definitely, Scott, you're right. I do not see, um, I don't see zombies, the zombie apocalypse like The Walking Dead. I don't even like calling it zombies, but I know that if it happened, they would. I think a crazy mushroom spore could attack human beings, somehow evolve to affect human beings the way it does insects, and then we're off to the races and we've got some shit going on. So stock up on your ammo and prepare, because shit like that could legitimately happen. You know what I mean?
I don't know what happened there. Am I coming through okay?
You are now. You disappeared.
No, my I don't know if my Wi-Fi crashed out or not, but I threw on my personal hotspot real fast off my phone.
Oh, it's actually a better connection than you had before, to be honest with you.
Well, I might start doing that from now on.
Oh, it's a really good connection. My connection started getting weird with the videos and stuff, but yeah, man, I don't know. What do you say, dude? Do you think it's possible that some sort of spore parasite could start infecting humans in the same way it affects these insects?
Man, I think now if it's a natural evolution, I don't think we're anywhere near it.
Sure.
If it's a weaponized evolution, oh yeah, 1000% maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's like, but I mean, at the same time, nature like specializes in things, and the fact that it seems specialized to affect only insects.
That's true. Peckerwood, we didn't even talk about that. There's some voodoo shit where, let's see here if I can find something. Voodoo zombies. Wow. That came up pretty quick, didn't it? Oh shit, I didn't really realize it. So you know how in the Chucky movies, the Child's Play, he calls upon Dumbala? I didn't realize that was a real. Oh boy. Yeah, it seems like it is. So, while stories of zombies were popularized by American cinema, most prominently by the success of George A. Romero's 1968 film Night of the Living Dead, the origin of the zombie resides in the Afro-Caribbean spiritual belief system of Vodou, which told of people being controlled as laborers by a powerful wizard. According to the tenets of Vodun, a dead person can be revived by a Bokor or voodoo sorcerer. Zombies remain under control of the Bokor since they have no will of their own. Zombie is also another name of the voodoo snake god Dambala,
Okay.
of Niger Congo origin. It is akin to the Congo word Nzambi, which means God. There also exists within the Voodoo tradition that a zombie astral, which is a human soul that is captured by a Bokor and used to enhance the Bokor's power. So there is some legend behind zombie. They didn't just make up zombies. Now, is that stuff real? Who knows?
I mean, there's like you've said many times before on this show, if there's a grain of truth or there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So I mean, they call on some weird stuff for that. So I mean, there's got to be something to it.
That's interesting. Scott says, I heard if you cut off part of the brain to only use the reptilian part, it can cause a zombie-like effect. I've never heard of that. Very possible.
Part of the brain. Did I miss something about involving reptiles while I was gone for 2 seconds?
No, no. It's just a theory that's out there. I think I've heard of something like that, but I can't say for sure. what I can tell you, Dutch guys. So here's my big question of the day. This is what Dutch guy says. What do y'all think happened to the Amber Room? I don't know very much about the Amber Room. I believe it's real, and it has something to do with gold. I think, but yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer did fail at creating a zombie. That's for sure. Props to the guy for trying, though. He really tried. What kind of psychopath do you have to be to think you can make up zombies by injecting muriatic acid into their brains? Insane. But yeah, I definitely think something like a zombie could be created, either naturally or intentionally. Lance, let me pull up Google here. I hate when I have an idea of something, but I don't know exactly what it is because I don't want to sound like an idiot. Okay, here we go. The Amber Room was a chamber decorated in amber panels backed with gold leaf and mirrors located in the Catherine Palace of, I can't read that, near St. Petersburg, Russia. Constructed in the 18th century in Prussia, the room was dismantled and eventually disappeared during World War II. Before its loss, it was considered an eighth wonder of the world. A reconstruction was made. The Amber Room was intended in 1701 for the Charlottenburg Palace in Berlin, Prussia, but was eventually installed at the Berlin City Palace. It was designed by German Baroque sculptor Andreas Schluter, and let me get through this. It was looted during World War II by an army group north of Nazi Germany, and the room was disassembled and crated for storage in a basement of a castle. And it sounds like it has been looked for ever since. After the war, the Amber Room was never seen in public again, though reports have occasionally surfaced stating that pieces of the Amber Room survived the war. Several eyewitnesses claim to have spotted the famous room being loaded on board the Wilhelm Gustloff, which left Gdynia on the 30th of January 1945 and was then promptly torpedoed and sunk by a Soviet submarine.
Sounds about right.
Interesting. Yeah, I imagine that room would be worth God knows how much money.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to zombies. Definitely possible. I don't know. Like Matt said, I don't know if it's anything that could happen soon, but you give evolution enough time.
Yeah.
And shit happens. So, Fabergé eggs. I think I know what you're talking about, Dutch. That's another one that I've heard.
Those bejeweled eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
Worth millions.
Sure, yep. 69 were created and only 57 survive today. Interesting. But yeah, as far as zombie, wow, we've gone 3 hours. Holy shit. Zombies, definitely possible. What do you think would happen, Matt, if this fungus transferred to humans and humans started getting crazy? I mean, I think it would be all out chaos, and I think it would be exactly how it happens in the movies. Civilization would fall apart. We'd all start looting shit, and we'd all start killing each other. I think, like The Walking Dead, I think it would be a problem. The biggest problem would be the human on human shit. You know what I mean?
I'm going to agree with you there, but you also have to keep in mind that in this country in particular, we have an entire generation that has been waiting for something like this to pop off. So I don't think, I'm not going to say America is the greatest country and it wouldn't collapse or something like this. All I'm saying is there's an entire generation of folks over here that have just been dying for there to be a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's all fun and games until the shit really happens. Then you see if somebody's built for that shit or not.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be so many of them so damn happy to go out and finally get to use their zombie rig on something.
That's true. That's true. But people forget that it's not TV and it's not the movies. It's real life and shit goes down.
Bro,
You know
we're
what I
so
mean?
desensitized over here that they'll be out there just popping.
My wife and I have talked about it before, and we've gone through scenarios where, all right, if shit happened and shit went down like that and got crazy, you know, what would you do? And I said I would kill anybody I had to get. Like, if it's between me and my family, I'm mowing people down. I don't know
Y'all
you.
just load
See
up
ya.
the rigs, head to Arkansas. We got you, boo. Just get on down here. We'll pull Blake and them up from Louisiana.
My first move is definitely get an armored vehicle. But yeah, there's people prepared for shit like this for sure. But I also think that if it got crazy enough, remember the government's got, you know, safe rooms and shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just start nuking shit. Just boom, boom, boom. Just
Well, they can't go too crazy, otherwise there wouldn't be nothing left for them to live off of.
That's true. Yeah, that's true too. There were definitely, obviously, it would just get crazy. The military. I think it would happen just like in the movies with zombie shit. I think
I mean,
fucking
you're probably not
civilization would
wrong.
start to fall apart. The military would come in, and they would have to. I mean, they might just start burning shit. You know what I mean? Shit can be rebuilt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They can burn the fuck out of shit without nuking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there'd definitely be flame squads.
Yeah, flamethrowers and shit for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. When you can buy one for personal use for $500, yeah, there'd be flame squads.
Definitely. Why am I not surprised?
I dig his forethought. But I don't think I don't think it'd be the collapse of everything if it was the spores. Now, because those wouldn't transfer through like a bite or a scratch or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, because every zombie apocalypse we've seen has been brought on by a viral contagion. Like in the movies and everything, it's always a viral contagion. It's
Well,
not.
when you're talking about spores, you know, they're talking about mold spores essentially. That shit can travel through the air no problem.
I mean, I'll agree with you there. Like, you definitely want to wear like a respirator mask.
I mean, we'd be fucked, dude, if that shit happened. It's all fun and games until the ammo runs out, until the food starts to run out. Eventually, it would all collapse.
And home inspectors will rule the world.
Yeah. All the mold remediation guys that get paid $14 an hour would be like, finally, our time has fucking come.
So, like, it'll be $20,000 and we will fix your problem.
I'm not talking shit about mold remediation either, because we had an issue at our house. And to make a long story short, $36,000 later, we're having the downstairs of our house rebuilt. It's insane right now. Yeah, it's crazy. What short story. So my wife decided to redo the pantry, right? And our pantry had shelving in it. So we replaced the shelving. Well, upon pulling whoever built the house, the contractor, whoever installed the shelves, drilled, I don't know, 4 to 6 screws, maybe even more, into our drain pipe from upstairs. So our sewer pipe from upstairs, right? So when I pulled the screws out, it created a bunch of little tiny holes on this fucking sewer pipe. And it was over 6 months draining into my crawl space, right? And it was only a little bit, because you can imagine screw holes in a big sewer pipe. So only a little bit was getting through. But you're talking about a shit pipe, water pipe, you know, all the bad shit. So my wife cleans out the pantry one day, and she sees that one wall has a bunch of black mold on it. And so we fucking panic, because I'm like, oh fuck, we got a kid. You know what I mean? Black mold is not good. And we basically threw away all the food. And we're like, what the fuck happened? So we had a mold remediation company out, bust out the wall. They see what happened. They can put 2 and 2 together. And we had to claim it under our homeowner's insurance. And it ruined our floor, or part of it. And we had to dry everything out, which was like 2 weeks long of giant dryers going on in our house. They had to quarantine, like they quarantined part of the downstairs. And it got to the point where we had really nice hardwood floors. So those are all gone now. And we just put in some laminate, which is actually really nice. It's actually a really nice floor. But all damage and repairs that have to be done. They cut us. Our insurance cut us a check for $36,000. That's how much this shit's costing. It's
Good
fucking
God.
nuts. But back to zombies. Yeah, 100% possible. 1,000% maybe.
1,000% maybe.
So yeah. Next week we'll be talking about the Grim Reaper. I'm not quite sure what angle we need to take on that. The zombie angle was pretty easy because we all know zombies don't exist right now, that that we know of anyway. But the question, we just had to pose the question, is it possible theoretically that something like a zombie apocalypse could happen? And we both say yes. And I don't think anybody could disagree with that, really. I mean, if you think about just watching those videos with the insects and shit, if that shit can happen to anything, any living being,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I wonder if they've ever experimented on a human being to see if it would take over a human. You know what I mean?
You know what? They probably have. Somebody volunteered their body to science, and they're like, well, you're not dead yet, but hey, take some of this.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, can you imagine the type of experiments that have gone on behind closed doors that we don't know about?
I don't want to think about it.
It's crazy, right? I hear some of the things, and now I know people think that PETA and all these organizations, these animal rights organizations, are crazy. But when you see what happens to some of these animals, dude, it's like, I like animals. It's heartbreaking to see what those poor things go through. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
God, it's bad. I don't even like factory farming. Like I try not to look at that shit, but recently, when the guy charged the field with the pink fucking bomb of smoke and he got tackled or whatever, everybody was talking shit about him. I was like, what was he protesting? And then I looked into it and I realized, oh, they had saved some pigs from some pig farm, and they showed what these animals go through, from factory farming. And I was like, wow, that's brutal. So Matt, you've actually been in farming. Is it really that brutal, or is it just some places are scumbags?
Man, I have never myself been to a pig farm.
Okay.
So I can't say one way or the other. I will say this: hogs are fucking vicious.
Yeah.
I've been around some hogs, and they are vicious critters, and you can't take too many chances with them, really, because like they look harmless. They look like just big balls of fat walking around, but what you don't see is their teeth that'll cut through just about anything.
Wow.
And they'll eat anything. If they can get their mouth on it, they will eat it.
Interesting. Like the bones and shit.
They'll eat bones.
Yeah.
I mean, they will take care of it. You toss it in there, you don't have to worry about it coming back out. Now the farming I was involved in, I was in cattle.
Okay.
And like everybody's all like, oh, injection, like growth hormone, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, nothing like that's going on. Like it's like you legally cannot sell an animal. Like they even say like it's well known amongst everybody. And this is the problem. They don't teach this stuff to people.
Yeah.
But you legally cannot take an animal to sell if you have injected it with anything in the previous 30 days. So like if you've injected it with penicillin or any kind of medication or antibiotic, you cannot take it to sale for at least 30 days.
Interesting.
And
these are on private farms and shit, though, right?
I was running the guy's private operation.
Because the basis of this protest was that these two guys went into this facility, stole 2 pigs, right? So they're stealing property. There's no doubt about that. They're guilty for that. Okay.
Yeah.
But they took a lot of footage, and they're not being allowed to show the footage to the jury, even though it won't really affect their case at all. They're still screwed because they broke into the place and they stole somebody else's property. But they're being people that are trying to expose the factory farming that is really cruel to animals. Some of the shit I saw, I was like, wow, I didn't know that kind of shit was going on. Holy shit. Like I just don't like to see animals suffer. That's why I respect hunters that, they kill, one shot, done. They don't want the animal to suffer. They want to eat the fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I've seen some videos where I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, these poor fucking animals, man.
I mean, it's not great, man. And PETA's a world champ. They will take footage from like a third world country or something like that.
And make it seem like it's happening in America.
And make it seem like it's happening in America. And I mean, like I said, and Dutch guys is saying it too. Like the mass production dairy farms are pretty brutal,
Yeah.
from what I've heard. Like Brahms has their own private mass production dairy farms, and once the cow can't be milked anymore, it's like immediately off to become their burgers.
Wow. Because I saw a video and it looked pretty American to me. This cow was fucking laid out, right? And it was still being milked. That fucking cow was fucking down for the count, suffering, and it was still being milked. Some of the shit I was seeing with the pig farms, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, just brutal shit. Or the ones where they're fucking pulling these cows up and they're fucking bringing these cows in and just slicing their fucking throats open as the cow's alive and it's just fucking bleeding out. I was like, wow, this is some cruel ass shit.
So in the
Like,
United States, I don't believe that's how they butcher.
that
In
must have
the
been a different.
slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
Now back in the day they did, 'cause that's all they had. But now I'm pretty sure they use a staple gun, like a high-powered staple gun.
Okay.
That as soon as the cow gets in the chute,
I'm all for, like, I eat that food too. I just want them to be killed quick, easy, painless. I mean, I know it can't be painless, but fuck, man.
I
I
mean,
saw some
quick.
shit that was just brutal as fuck. I was like, wow. It actually made me sick. I was like, fuck.
Like, see, I helped work a private dairy operation. And the farmer and his family was almost my family once upon a time, and I'm still, if I run into him, I'm still friendly today. They taught me a lot. He knew his cows by sight. He knew exactly which bag was good, which bag was bad. Fun
Yeah.
fact: if a dairy cow ever runs, they stand a chance of bruising their bags, and it'll produce sour milk.
Oh, really?
That's why dairy farmers are so
That's why they keep them locked up.
Well, his cows weren't locked up. Like I said,
Oh, really?
the mass production places, sure, they probably do, just so they can have that continuous production. But this gentleman, he had his cows, and a lot of the dairy farmers around here, their cows are out in the field grazing, wandering around, just living their life, and they all know, like, it's very easy to gather up dairy cows. But you just roll out in the field on a four-wheeler or a horse or a truck and just do a super lazy figure eight behind them. Tell them to get on. They all just get up and head for the milk barn, and they get milked. They go out and they just go right back to it.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. I just, with killing animals, I just want it to be done as quick as possible with the least amount of suffering.
Yes, Dutch guys, you are correct.
I like how Dutch guys spell pneumonia as phenomena.
You know what the sad part is? I still read it as pneumonia.
So did I. Oh man.
But
That's
yeah, pneumonia can run through a cow herd pretty easy and pretty quick. There's a
100%.
buzzard that migrates through our area. I don't know if they go up to Dutch guy's area, but through here they're black-headed buzzards, and they're a predatory buzzard.
Okay.
They will pester and wear out full-grown cows and calves, and until they just can't get away from them anymore, and they'll peck out their eyes and eat them alive.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
But yeah, it's brutal. So like around here, it's a fight on site. And I didn't realize that our bull, when I was running that operation, I didn't realize our bull had been bothered by them. But a hawk got too close to a calf, and the calf made a sound. It was not a great day for that hawk, my man.
That bull came over and just fucked him up?
That whole fucking herd stomped that hawk.
Oh, man.
The bull got it, and then every cow took a turn. I was sitting there brush hogging. I just had to stop, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Wow,
dude,
that's crazy.
But see, here's the thing: a lot of people don't realize cows are very sociable animals. Like they have friends in the herd. Like they make friends, and like they'll each take turns watching each other's calves while the other one's off grazing. Like you look out in the field and there'll be little nursery groups.
Oh wow.
And stuff like that, and they'll hold grudges. Like if another cow like butt pushes them out of the way, they'll hold grudges and shit. Like it is a wild social structure watching a herd of cows.
Wow. Yeah, the whole farming world is like totally foreign to me. So it's interesting to see how things are done. But I was traumatized as a child because when my dad would take me to visit my mom in Eastern Washington, that's like our farm country.
Yeah.
And I remember just getting over the mountains. There's a little town called Ellensburg, and they had giant fields of animals, and they had a big dirt hill, and all the cows and shit were up there. And I remember getting so excited as a little kid. Oh, cows, cows, cows! And then eventually, I was told, "Yeah, those cows turn into hamburgers." And I was like, "Huh?" It's like, you mean they're gonna murder all those cows? I was traumatized because I was like, "Fuck," because I was
But
very sheltered.
what they don't tell you is every farm has a death pit.
Oh, really?
It's where you take the dead animals, toss them in.
Yeah, and then bury them.
No,
Let them rot.
dude, coyotes are so thick down here. They're cleaned in like 5 days.
You're shitting me.
Dude, you get
Wow.
you have to be a special animal to get buried on our farm. I buried 2 horses and a dog in my time running that place for that guy.
Wow. That many coyotes, huh?
Dude, they're thick.
Wow. Do you
So
guys hunt them?
you didn't get to hang out, but yeah, if you sit out in my backyard at night, you can just hear them yipping and yowling.
Oh shit. See, I
And
thought they were bad for farms, though.
They are bad for farms, but you can't kill them all.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially when you live right next to an airport. It's not like you can be out there taking pop shots. You'd have the Feddies knock on your door real quick.
The compost pile. Wow. Yeah, farms are crazy. Like, I get it. Like, now that I'm an adult and shit, like, I understand. Fuck, animals got to die. You know, they're livestock.
Oh
But,
man, I would trade just about everything to just be on a farm again.
Really? You enjoy that life?
Raise my kid on a farm. Yep.
Yeah. There's still some pretty cheap farms in Texas, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to Texas. I'm too fucking fat. It's too goddamn hot.
What was I gonna say? Oh, all the American shit, like some of it was bad, but the worst shit I've ever seen is in the Asian countries that have the dog markets, and seeing those fucking poor dogs. Because like we've domesticated them, so to me it's like fuck, and they're stealing people's like pets and taking them to these markets, and these poor fucking dogs are getting roasted alive. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Oh, crazy. But yeah, I have no problems with farmers as long as they do shit humanely, or as humanely as possible. But it's kind of disgusting, to be honest with you. Like when I was driving trucks over the road, I delivered or actually sorry, I picked up some chicken because I had a reefer truck.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the load, and I saw a chicken truck run in, and I was like, that is the most unsanitary looking load of fucking chickens I've ever seen. They're shitting all over themselves. They're all packed in there like sardines. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, we have Tyson here. And
yeah, I picked up a Tyson load.
We got Tyson, we got Simmons.
Okay.
We used to have Peterson. We got some chickens around here. We got turkeys and chickens.
Yeah.
Butterball. Wow. Butterball's has a facility.
Oh, really?
In this area. Yep.
I bet Walmart gets a great deal on those.
That's why Walmart sells a shitload of Butterballs every year.
All right, guys. I think we've gone long enough. 3.5 hours. The Halloween episode. We covered it all. We covered a bunch of shitty ghost videos. We saw some of the best shadow person videos I've seen in a long time.
Bro, that guy, I told you, that guy gets some good stuff.
Yeah. I remember that first video, and we're like, God, it seems so fucking crazy that that's even possible. But after seeing some of the shit, man, it's crazy. But and we went even as far as to talk about animal cruelty in the farming industry. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I know people that have seen it firsthand and seen, decent farms. You know what I mean? Because it's not all cruel out there. I think a lot of people have that misconception. But after you've seen some of the cruel shit, it's like, fuck, makes me not even want to fucking. Now I know why people see that shit and get so sick they go vegan and shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We don't talk the nicest to them when it's vaccination time and they're being dickheads. But
yeah, sure. The most vile farming I've seen is mink farming. They put them in pens of 20, and usually only 6 or 7 are alive at butcher time. Oh, wow.
yeah, the
That's
fur industry
brutal.
is ran by a bunch of monsters.
Yeah, that's brutal. Good God. But that was a fun episode. Next episode, we're talking about the Grim Reaper. We'll figure out an angle for that one. But thank you for joining us as always. And remember, please share our videos. And we did share the link to our YouTube channel in the chat somewhere up there. So if you guys are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need to get 100 subscribers to be discovered on YouTube. And hopefully then we'll be off to the races and we'll have more people join us and more people getting on screen. Not too many people ever request to be on the show, but show's always open. So if you got something to say, for sure say something, and we'll post the link up in the chat. But happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yep, and we'll see you next week. All right, remember, anything is possible. 1000% maybe.
1000% maybe.